Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Live. We are back with a panel. I hope to find you all well this evening. Took a bit of a break, as you know, after that stream. I am refreshed and ready to go. So I will send an email to our panelists. Obviously, we're going to be rotating guests tonight because some of the panelists can only stay between half an hour to 40 minutes. So because that has happened, I have made sure that we have a couple of other guests coming on as well. So we'll rotate the panel, and if anybody is in the live chat would actually like to join the panel tonight, the topics of conversation is already there. The state of who, so we'll be talking about Piers Wenger, Sasha's article, and much more. So let's get on with the show. Let me see, who am I sending an email to? Oh yeah. Why do I always do this? Right, so Ian. So there we go. So just let him know that I've sent him the link. And while that is going there, so as you have guessed, one of my guests tonight is going to be Ian. Just wait for him to come in there. Just letting Ian know. Hold on. Right, so link is sent in. I'll have to send the link to one more guest, and then I'll give a few shout outs there. Oh, yeah, that'd be no problem. You can come on with. Right, so we just need to get Gorminator on. I keep forgetting his email address, to be bloody quite honest with you. I should write them all down. To be honest with you, because this is getting a bit ridiculous. I always do this. So we'll have a few guests coming on tonight. I think this is it. If I remember, this is it, isn't it? Well, we'll find out now. Now, as I said, we'll have a couple of more guests coming on tonight. So while I'm waiting on my guests, I've sent them an email there. I will just give you a shout out because there's 29 years watching right now. Thank you for coming back. So we have Derek McManus. He says Gary is live at the moment. I said, yeah, go and watch him there. Tell him I said hello. Spitfire Mark 1A is here. Charlotte is here again. Welcome. Who else have we got? We have Daniel. Welcome, Daniel. Super John. Hold on, buddy. Charlotte is here as well. Mr. Fish. Welcome. Stuart is here. Scott Mackenzie. Jamie is here as well. CJ Campbell 37. Jump Top. Beam Me Up Lucas is here as well. Welcome all you guys. Just throw Teddy his ball right there. Right, so we've got our first guest tonight, so we'll just bring him straight on. The world record holder of the most merchandise, we've got Ian. Welcome, Ian.
Hello.
Good to have you. Looking well there, pal, looking well. And we've got another guest for you tonight. We've got the Gorminator. Now, Gorminator and Ian can only stay for a limited amount of time, so when their time runs out, I'll bring on the next bunch of guests. So welcome anyway, lads. How are you doing?
Not bad, mate. How's yourself?
Oh, not too bad. You know yourself. You know, there's always something going on in the fandom, as you know yourself. But yeah,
exactly. How you doing, Ian?
I'm good. I survived about a riot of Jody bots yesterday.
Good man.
Oh, that must have been a joy and pleasure for you.
It was. They were coming at me like wasps.
Yeah, of course they will. You know why they're coming at us all right now? Do you know why they're coming out after us all right now? Because they know the game is up. Right, let's get straight in because we've got a limited amount of time for the two of you. So we'll start with you, Gorminator, first anyway. Piers Wenger, obviously, he came out with an article. You probably heard me. I don't know if you watched the last live stream, but we talked
yes.
in a bit more detail. I just wanted to know how you feel about his article and what do you think it means him coming out and actually, having to come out and actually speak. It's very unusual, isn't it, for the head of the BBC drama to come out and actually defend.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, mate. I think it means a couple of things. Number one, that the BBC is 100% aware that there's something absolutely not working right with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think it's full-on PR. It's a bit like when a football manager comes out after the team's been pumped 5-0 and said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll be better next week." I think what this is Piers Wenger coming out and trying to protect the brand. I think he knows 110% that what's went down last season and this season, the rhetoric that's coming out of Cardiff, the writing, the acting, the content in the show, how upset people are with it. I think he knows if he doesn't say something, the jig's up. That's my personal take on it anyway. Other people might agree, but I think he's in full-on businessman mode there. He's not in Doctor Who mode. He's not in BBC head of drama mode. He is a businessman protecting a product that he knows is failing.
But if he knows it's failing, right, which, okay, fair enough. They have to know anyway. They're not that stupid.
No.
Is he going to take any action, though? I mean, I keep saying to people that we should keep up what we're doing because obviously we are making a difference, because for him to come out and actually, to actually have to come out and, as you said, defend the product, like, they do know that. So, I mean, look, we knew this was going to happen. They could deny for so long, but there had to come a point where they had to be honest with themselves. I don't know if he'll make the decision that needs to be made. What do you think anyway, Gord? Do you think he can make that decision? He'll get rid of Chris Chibnall to save his own skin?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think you've got to look at the current climate that Doctor Who's been made in. And I'm talking about the social climate and the political climate. Doctor Who has now been made not for a general family audience. It's not been made for the old school fans or the new school fans that join with RTD. It's been made to appeal to a certain demographic.
Yeah.
I don't think it's got an interest in science fiction. It's got no real interest in Doctor Who. I think the interest that the current audience has, it's very fickle.
Yeah.
They want to see a particular programme reflect their social views. And when that's exhausted, they'll move on to another programme. So they'll go from Doctor Who to Batwoman. They'll go from Batwoman to The Walking Dead. They'll go from The Walking Dead to something else until they get what they want from that. Then they'll be done. I don't think that there's many actual out-and-out Doctor Who fans that are pushing this agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the agenda comes first, Doctor Who comes second.
Yeah.
How much mileage is there in that? But we've spoken about it before, mate, and Ian spoke about it as well, that Doctor Who comes first. That's what should happen. RTD got that. Moffat got that. Christ almighty, even Christopher Eccleston, a guy that you would not in a million years call a Doctor Who fan, he gets that.
Yeah, he does.
That speaks volumes.
He come into it. I remember when it was launched, we gave several interviews. It goes way back to 2005, and he talked about what was his favourite enemy, or he said the Dalek. He didn't talk about them. Oh, I think they're great looking design and that, but he talked about them as a character, like if they were real. He really got into the psyche of Doctor Who, what made it work, and why the Daleks are so popular, and why the Doctor and the Daleks are so against each other. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it reminded me when Christopher Nolan did Batman. He's not a Batman fan. He's not a DC comic fan. You can probably see behind me. But he, man, what is I'm making, and how do I keep making it so I don't break it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I think we just
He didn't come in
there for a second. He should,
right, you know what?
There he is.
I'm going to change it to suit Michael. He came in very quickly, and
Hold on, I'll send him a private message.
These
Just
are
telling me
things
something.
that absolutely have to function. Oh, man. This is my no,
Right, hold on. I sent him a private message.
No. I've just got some news in here. It's not about the current series, but it'll probably be relevant to a lot of people about some of the Blu-ray releases.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry, he's just froze on the screen, made me laugh there. Garminator, you're froze on the screen, mate. You probably need to
Killed in time.
refresh it if you can hear me. Hold on, I'll set refresh. I'll just tell him to refresh.
Yeah.
Right.
Set the Morse code.
Right, what did you say, Ian? Go on.
I've just got a word in from a mate of mine on Facebook. I'll read it here. Now, we all know the season 12 Blu-ray. Not for American fans, we mean season 12 from Baker's first season. Has been re-released. It has been delayed because they've been recalled as they had season 10 in there instead. Hang on, it's getting muddled. I think he means, yeah. So they've put in, yeah, that's what they've done. They've put the wrong discs in the box. They've had to recall them. So season 12 Blu-ray box contained season 10, which was Pertwee's.
Really?
Yeah, he just got a word from his mate who worked at Galaxy 4. And Galaxy 4 is an online Doctor Who retailer or sci-fi retailer. And so they've been delayed. They're always delayed, these releases, but yeah. So they have been delayed. As they have been recorded as they had season 10 discs in there. Stupid. How do you mix them up? One has got John Pertwee on the cover, one's got Tom Baker on the cover. How do you mix the two up?
True, actually. That is ridiculous, that is. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get Garminator back. I don't know if it's his computer or his phone he's using. Rebooting the Wi-Fi. So he's rebooting the Wi-Fi. So while he's rebooting the Wi-Fi and is getting back, Ian, you've got some stuff to show us real quick though, don't you?
Oh, I have quite a few things tonight. First of all,
because we've only got you on for a short, limited amount of time, so we'll wait for Garminator.
Now, you mentioned to me earlier, I asked you, you said the Caves of Androzani was one of your favourites.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you recognise this fella now. I'll bring him. Look.
I do. You're going to ask me his name now, aren't you? You're going to put me on the spot now.
Oh, yeah. I won't take his head off, but look, it comes with, when the mask came off, it came with another, it comes with a spare, well, not a spare head, the face. Look.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about because
look at the face there, look at that detail, Noel, look at that.
Yeah, because I actually have the DVD in my hand here, right? Peter, I have it here, but what you call it? See, I'm not good with names, but I know who it is. Right, here's Garminator now, so his Wi-Fi should be okay.
Hopefully, it's working again, lads.
Yeah, that's his name, Shiraz Jek or some.
That's it, Shiraz Jek.
Yeah, I can never say. See, why do they give them all weird names as well? I can't even pronounce half of them.
This is the story.
Astrovalva for a very long time. Oh, that is a great detail, man, on that Tardis. Yeah. See, they're the best. Love the Tardis.
It's from Caves of Androzani, and look.
Yeah. There's Peter. Poor Peter.
He's a mud spattered jumper.
Guy who was hounded out of this fandom, remember? Just want to remind you what these fans did.
And where has she gone? Oh, yeah, one more for you. A lady. Look at that.
There she is.
Excellent. There she is.
But here's the thing, I was actually talking about that BBC giving us a lecture about plastic, and most of their merchandise is actually made out of plastic or wrapped in plastic. They're like, and then talked to us about climate change. They flew all over the world to record this series. I mean, they're the biggest hypocrites going. And then
That's a good point. No, I never thought about that. Yeah, they went to South Africa.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Twice.
couldn't be bothered just to take on a ferry ride for 3.5 hours, or from North Wales, Holyhead to Ireland, do a bit of filming, and so they did it in Wales. Yeah, they go to South Africa
They
to film.
don't even need to be going to these locations, though. They don't even need to be going to these exotic locations. You know, they could build sets and they'd save a lot more money.
Of
And
course,
they could.
more money for the. I'm sorry, no, you're right, because I have never been. I will confess something, and people might not disagree with me. I have never been fond of this foreign filming. And I'm not talking about New Who. I'm talking about way back in the classic series. I used to think it's a bit of a waste of money, when they could be spending it on stories. I mean, sometimes it works. Like the earliest one is, of course, City of Death. Now that worked very well. You remember that one where they would go to Paris?
Yeah.
You're setting a bit of a high bar there,
That
mate.
worked very well. That's fine because the story was set in Paris.
The two doctors would be the perfect example of where they went on location and the story was bad and it didn't add on. And it looked out of place for a doctor. Where did they film? Spain. Was that Spain for that one?
Two doctors.
Yeah, was that Spain?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that looked out of place. I have that story there. I just can't.
No. The next one after that was Peter Davison, The Ark of Infinity. Now that was actually that worked actually because the story was set around Amsterdam, the Maker's plans. That worked. Then you have the next one is The Planet of Fire. That didn't work. The one where they went to Lanzarote. I know it worked for all the location and that, but they could have done it, I think, somewhere else. I don't know. What do you think of that one, you guys? Planet of Fire, where they went to Lanzarote.
See, I think it's all to do with the story and the tone of the story.
Yeah.
With City of Death worked because it had a very specific tone. I think if you just my take, right?
As well, and it worked. I think.
Yeah.
I think what it is, Ian, I don't mind if they fly to all these different locations, right? And I don't think we do have a problem with that. I know what you're saying, you'd rather them stay, around the facility where they don't have to be traveling around to build the sets. I agree with you. I think that's what they should do. But I don't really have a problem with the filming around the locations. What I do have a problem with is then when they actually add a climate change speech into one of their episodes and they preach to the audience about climate change. Well, they're being a bit hypocritical because they're flying all over the world. That if they didn't insert that message, well, then I'd have no problem with them flying around all over the world. Once the writing, of course. If the writing's not great, it doesn't matter where you film it or what location you're at, it's not going to work. So, I mean,
it's a crutch for people, right?
And these stories were good. There was some of them that didn't work too well. But I mean, the Impossible Astronaut, I thought that series opener, the one with Nixon and all, where they were in America, that worked very well. So it can work. It's just if the writing's not up there, and this is the wrong crew to be flying all over the world anyway. Look at they've treated this, even the cast, they've treated it like a holiday camp. And that's what it was. For them going to South Africa, it was a bit of a holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if they all sunned up in between takes and everything.
I'm sure it is. I mean, Noel, thank you. You've hit it on the spot. That's why I've never been careful, because of this. The story's not up for it. I mean, I know you talked about the two doctors. It was a holiday. There's pictures of them larking about in the swimming pool and everything. That's also, there's a story about that one where I think it was then when Nicola Bryant fell out with JNT. He wanted her to do something. I don't mean anything inappropriate, and she wouldn't do it or something. So he spat at her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's told that story, and he never spoke to him again.
There, Matthew actually gets a spot on there, and you're right, Matthew. And I know it seems the simplest thing to say, but you are right. You can't beat the good old quarry passing itself off as a foreign country. They did it in Classic Who a lot, and it worked. It worked.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just don't know. Look, even New Who up to a point had superior writing, right? But this era is just the writing is so bad. And it doesn't matter where you go, you can fly to South Africa. And they flew to South Africa, by the way, not just once, right? Because they flew to South Africa last year. I've checked because I actually did check. I went into
Yes,
the
I did. I remember it.
South
Yeah.
Africa again. So this is the second time they've been to South Africa. And remember, they didn't just fly there; they had to fly back too, and maybe they had connecting flights as well. So remember, that's probably 4 airplanes those people were on, right? Cast and crew. Then they'd have to unload their gear, hop them into their trucks, and then drive. Tell you something. They give out to us about air carbon footprint. Well, I tell you something. BBC over the last 2 years have left a huge one, and they go and they criticize its audience and say that we should do more about climate change and they don't practice what they preach. That's what we should be talking about. These are the things we should be actually giving out to the BBC about. Don't preach to the audience if you're not going to practice what you preach yourself. It's as simple
Yeah,
as
but
that.
no, they're not self-aware enough for that. They think they can just put out their lecture once a week, criticising the audience, criticising whoever they want, and because they're seen to be doing it, they can just do it with impunity, and that's not right. They've got to understand that they're making a sci-fi TV show. They're no saving lives, right? They're no bloody heart surgeons. They need to realise that they don't need to be flying around the world for this. All they need to do is make a good programme that's well written and respects the intelligence of the audience. That's the fundamentals. Leave all the foreign travel, the holidays, the jollies. Leave that for later.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's quite frankly, it's bloody insulting.
Sure, he's even going on about how he doesn't get holidays himself, Chibnall. Like he's giving out. He's saying, "Oh, I haven't had a break yet. I've been literally non-stop." Oh wow! Stephen Moffat was non-stop too, and he had 2 years to go.
Aye, you had Tosin Cole and Jodie Whittaker sitting there lecturing people a few weeks ago about they only had 4 weeks break. Listen, Princess, the statutory minimum holiday in this country for people in a minimum wage is 4 weeks. That's if they're not in a bloody 0 hours contract.
Yeah.
So don't be sitting in there with your 250 grand a year salary with 4 weeks holiday a year, getting flown around the world, lecturing people that don't have a pot to piss in. Show a bit of awareness, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, you've actually hit the nail on the head, spot on there, Garminator. That is the point. That is the point. That is spot on. But they need to be, and look at, they are aware. It's just a stubbornness now, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And listen,
that's exactly what it is.
Him coming out and then Sasha coming out with that interview. Let's draw our focus to Sasha for a minute, because Sasha put out an interest, was obviously, doing the rounds on the newspaper circuits, and he came out obviously with something. He says he hopes Doctor Who fans basically don't hate him after the finale ends. I
think he's safe.
Unpredictable nature might turn fans against them. Now, I can tell you now, I said this earlier in the stream, there's no fan here in this live chat that will turn against you. This is whatever Chris Chip is going to do is not going to be laid on you. No matter what your beliefs are, you didn't write this. You're an actor.
You're grace this year.
What?
He's the saving grace this year, Sasha Dewan. He's the one standout that can hold his head high.
You need to worry about fan reaction to him. Yes, he has come out with some things as well that I don't like, but at the end of the day, he was hired to do a role. As far as I'm concerned, he has done the role and played the role as well as can be expected, considering the writing. And I think he has been the highlight of this era. So I say to Sasha, and I think I speak for many here when I say, no, the fans are not going to have a problem with you. If anything goes wrong with canon, or anything you do in that episode is bad, it will reflect on the showrunner. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
He is going to kill a companion, I think so. I think he's going to kill a companion and he's going to do something else.
I came across something earlier and it was a bit embarrassing a lot on my part. Not that I've done anything, because I put whatever we think of the episode on Sunday. One thing I'm sure we will agree on, that Sasha Dhawan, and I tagged him in this on Twitter, will play an excellent part. And he says, "Oh no, my favourite is Roger Delgado. My favourite is Antonioni." I thought, yeah, did you have to carry on with the tagging Sasha Dhawan in that? I'm just saying, I wanted to say to him, look, whatever I think of the story, I'm sure you'll be fine, because with nearly the best part what happened the other evening, because as I told Noel the other night, I watched it on Sunday with my auntie. You know, she's never been a fan. She's watched some of it over the years, but it just happened to be on. She wanted to watch something else, but Country File, but it was over. So she didn't think much of it. She couldn't understand what was going on, neither could I. She said when the master turned up, oh, he's charismatic. And he was on it for what, a few seconds. So I was just a bit annoyed, people carried on tagging him in response to me saying, this master's my favourite, this one's my favourite. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying, I'm not saying Sasha Dhawan would be my favourite, because Amy's my favourite because he's the one when I was getting into who was my master. But I just wish they hadn't done that, because that kind of looks like people are saying then, no, you won't be as good as somebody. I'm not saying that at all.
No.
The performance will be good. That's it. That's all I wanted to say to him. And
here's the thing, right? The writing, he's had minimal to work with, yet he's had an impact. So I think that says a lot about him as an actor. And B, his conduct with the fans has put the rest of the cast to shame.
Well, he has. That's what I mean. I mean, he's worried. See, this is what I mean. People should look at it this way. The fact that he's worried shows he cares. It doesn't matter what his personal beliefs are. He believes in this role, obviously, that he's playing, and he doesn't want to upset the fandom, because he knows there's a section of the fandom out there that are worried about what his part of this is, right? And, of course, unfortunately, there's another side of the fandom that went after him because of the colour of his skin. So I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, because unfortunately, there's some fans out there that, some fans would class him as a diversity hire, right? Now, we know what happens in Doctor Who, right? But that doesn't mean that every single person that they cast is a diversity hire. Right, and even if it was, say, quote, a diversity hire, as people are claiming, well, fair enough. But I tell you one thing, he's one of the better hires that they've actually hired for this show. So I don't give a crap if he was a diversity hire, because he's the highlight of this era. He's the highlight of the whole era, and he's only been in it altogether, 15 minutes, and he's the highlight of 2 series.
Yeah. Oh, and no, there's something else as well. See if you're a Doctor Who fan, or you're calling yourself a Doctor Who fan, and you're going after an actor for the colour of their skin, you're not a Doctor Who fan. You're an arsehole. There is absolutely no excuse for that.
And that's what happened, unfortunately, part of the Not My Doctor. Now, I'm saying Not My Doctor. I'm not saying the other hashtag, right, just in case this other starts again. I'm saying Not My Doctor. An element of them went on the attack with Sasha and with Joe, who plays Ruth Doctor. That's why we decided that we weren't going to use the other hashtag. But I've said this multiple occasions, but this is what happened then. After that, a lot of the YouTubers like myself, Gorminator was here, Ian was here, during games where I was constantly being trolled. Right, Gary was being trolled, Bill Strike was being trolled, Eddie was being trolled. So everybody was being trolled, all because
I got trolled as well.
Yeah, everybody on Twitter, all because of a small minority in the Not My Doctor side decided to pick on those two and pull out the race card. And you should have seen the comments; they were absolutely disgusting. And we all see, and you are vile, right? And you are wrong. And that's why we decided after that. I wasn't using the Not My Doctor Who hashtag anymore after that, because it was similar. So I used the hashtag Save Doctor Who. If anybody else, as I said, wants to use a different hashtag that's not those two hashtags because of what's happened, right? I'm not blaming the Not My Doctor Who side, but because it's similar. Don't know how many times I have to explain this, but I've explained it now and it's done. But we're using a different hashtag and we're doing what we're doing. Good evening, Santry of Geeks as well. Have you got anything else to show us, Ian?
Oh, I have things to show you.
Because we know we've only got you for, you said you were staying on for 40 minutes, so we've only got you for another 10.
That was up earlier, but listen, I dug this one out. And here's an old jigsaw. Now, this is like early photoshopping. This is from Destiny of the Daleks, and you all know that's, if you don't know, it's Tom Baker's story, but look who's the Doctor.
This stream is very confusing. Andrew, what part of the stream is confusing? We're talking about Piers Wenger and we're talking about Sasha's recent articles, but we're also looking at some classic Who stuff from Ian here, who is the 2-time world record holder, Andrew, of the most Doctor Who merchandise, believe it or not. You can actually Google his name, Ian O'Brien. There's articles and all about him. Check them out. And he's showing us now a jigsaw, I think.
This is from the 80s. When Peter Davison took over, but this picture is from Destiny of the Daleks, which was a Tom Baker story. But look, the Doctor is. They photoshopped, well, the early sort of photo, but
that's what you're asking. No, I don't like Series 12.
Shite.
No, trust me, watch me panels of every single episode with these lads as well on, right? We have panels. Trust me, I hate it, but there has been a few highlights. Well, there has been one highlight, and that has been, well, two, and I'll be accused here now, of accepting a female as a doctor, but I did think Ruth's performance was better than that, and Jodie Whittaker gave us as well. So the two shining lights of this era out over two series is Ruth's Doctor and Sasha's Master. Now, in no way,
that didn't Bradley Walsh to that as well. He's been given nothing to work with, but he's doing wonders with what he's been given.
Oh, true. And Series 11, he was my favourite, him and Tolson Cole. But I don't like this era. None of us do. Trust me. If you are here which I'm pretty sure you will be, trust me. Once you're on this channel, you'll see. There's no way. But watch those panels if you haven't, because we talk about every single episode. We haven't missed one. And it gets very heated some weeks as well on the panel, believe it or not. Because we bring on fans that are not necessarily Doctor Who fans as well, that have only gotten into it recently. So we hear from their point of view as well, which is actually interesting. Ian, go ahead. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. So as you're saying, look, they stuck Peter Davison's picture in that one. And the gun at Dalek, it's just Photoshop. That's taken from a publicity still from Earthshock as well. Complete mismatch, but I still like it.
No, it's good. Yes, I don't even see any jigsaws anymore now. I don't know if you could get them in Ireland.
I haven't seen any series. I haven't seen any of Whittaker.
Would you really want to put a jigsaw together of those to be full of bloody? Be a kid.
Look at that.
Nice.
K9. See, I want them to bring back K9, but not now. And there's a rumor that K9 might appear. I've heard a rumor that K9 might appear. He better not appear.
As I said to you the other night, they'd have to ask the permission of.
Yeah, and if they have any sense, they'll say no.
But this is a bit more modern, but it's classic still. This is a limited edition. 5,538 of I think of 10,000. But look,
it's the Master. Oh, Monsters. Oh,
no, it's it's a CD set. And look on the back.
Cool.
Oh my God! So look at the effort they put in. Look at even the effort back then. Look at
the cover of the book. That's the cover of the novel.
Look at the detail.
Oh, yes, this is nice detail on this one.
You don't even get that detail anymore, though, with the new merchandise. No. I've seen some of the new merchandise. And I'm not just saying it because I don't like this era, but it's actually pathetic. Oh my, look at that, Jesus.
This is the CDs and soundtrack. So this is the actual episode on audio of the Sea
Wow.
Devils. This is the complete
that's
story.
nice.
Oh my God. When was the last time you actually listened to that, or have you?
I've never listened to it.
Wow. So that's brand new then.
Here's another one. This is the Davidson Warriors of the Deep
Wow.
with the Sea Devils and Silurians and Tegan.
The artwork even Garminator, isn't it? It's far superior than that now, isn't it?
Well, there's a kind of special illustration. There's a hand-drawn quality to it. You know, it's not Photoshop.
You can see the love, though. That's you know what I mean. You can see that this is actually illustrated and this is being put together by people who genuinely love the shot. I mean, look how shiny that. He hasn't even used it. It's brand new. How old is that?
This was came out. I'm not sure now. It would be, I think, during the wilderness years.
Wow, that's even more impressive.
I don't know. It's BBC Doctor Who. So it's like
Guys, I've got something to show you.
Oh, come on, Dominator has something to show us now as well. Ian, you blow every time you come on here, man. You blow me away with your merchandise.
Yeah,
I'm not messing. Seriously, you really.
So, my favourite Doctor's the 12th Doctor, and there's no real merchandise available, so I get this commissioned.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh, he looks very
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really angry
Yeah,
face. That's how you do a scrunch face.
Yeah, that was from the Flatline episode.
Wow.
So that's a one-off. There's a guy that does Doctor Who sculpts, and I got in touch and says, look, 12's my favourite. You can't really get 12 merchandise.
Yeah.
Any chance you could do me one? But I want him as grumpy as possible. So he come up with that, and it's absolutely fantastic.
That's brilliant. And you know, if Peter Capaldi seen something like that, and if you asked him to sign it, he'd probably sign it and all for you, the kind of man that he is.
You know, but there we go. We're talking about a fan that loved the show as a kid, that enjoys it now. He's not somebody that's sitting there sneering at the show or the fan base behind their backs.
No.
And there's none of this sort of. There's a passive aggressiveness when you see the current cast being interviewed, not Sasha and not Bradley Walsh, but when you see the rest of them being interviewed, there's a real there's a kind of smugness and a real you can tell there's a level of disrespect and disdain there, and whether that's real or imagined, I don't know, but they don't come across well in interviews. It's the way, and I'm trying not to attack Jodie Whittaker for this, but the way she calls Doctor Who fans Whovians, she thinks that's going to get, it's a bit condescending because she thinks that's going to get her on side with us. Just call us Doctor Who fans, right? You know, if you want to say Whovians, fine, but you can tell it's kind of disingenuous. And going back to,
It is, because think about it. She hasn't really appeared at many cons. She did last year, last Series 11. But for Series 12, she did none. So you're right. I mean, she's not doing enough as far as I'm concerned. And again, we don't want it to focus on Jodie Whittaker. But I do agree with you. There is things that she could have done to kind of made it easy for herself with fans like us. And she had an opportunity this year, and I was hoping that she would change tactic this year. I even said before we got at him for Series 12, I hope she's learned her lessons from Series 11, doesn't come out with all this crap, and actually goes out there and starts embracing the fans and listening to fans. And maybe she could have a near, have a word in Chris Chibnall's ear, because, they're supposed to be mates. If she could even listen to fans, I know he probably wouldn't listen to her, but at least if we knew that she gave it her best shot, then I don't think fans would be this annoyed with her. But unfortunately, and it does go back to the fact that she is not the right fit, unfortunately, for the show. And that's not
Yeah.
her fault. But everything else, you know, doing that stylist video, whoever told her that that was a good idea, it was wrong. That set the tone. As soon as she took the piss out of Doctor Who fans, that was it. She lost us, right?
Yep.
Well, there's a great video. I don't know if you've seen it, but the same people that did that spoof called Chibs.
Yeah.
Guys, the Flower Productions. They did one video last year. How Chris Chibnall killed Doctor Who, and it is really, really great stuff. Because they talk about in the ghost moment how she was so cold to Graham when he was concerned, but upset because he's seen his wife. It was it's another really good video they did. They haven't done that many on Who stuff. I think they've done their own sort of stuff, but it just really highlights it.
But to take this back to the whole Piers Wenger thing, he was there when I think. Am I right? No, you can correct me here. Did he join when it was Moffat and Smith in season 5 or 6?
No, he joined. He joined in season 5 because he helped cast Matt Smith.
Right. Okay. So he's been there pretty much at the height of the show, really when it was breaking into America and been a huge success. So he knows what Doctor Who's a juggernaut looks like. He knows what it's like as water cooler TV. How he can sit and look at the current era and compare the two. The only thing that's better is the cinematography.
I agree, and they get high marks for that. But again, then some of the cinematics are ruined by poor CGI.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Doctor Who. We're used to that.
And then Bradley Walsh, I don't know if it was a fluff of the lines, but if that was a fluff of the lines, then I would criticise the editing team. What's going on? Why aren't you doing your job? That clearly should have been spotted, unless it was done deliberately.
I
think it was done just to mess with us.
He was clearly going to call himself the Doctor.
Sorry to interrupt you, You know one thing somebody reminded me on Twitter about this, which was Wenger, when Jodie Whittaker was about to start her series.
You talking about the article where he came out and slated all the doctors?
Yeah, gone are the doctors in
Actually, good. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to get that up and remind you fans of what Piers Wenger said when Jodie Whittaker was first cast. I'll see if that article is still up.
No, I'm going to send you a picture on Twitter. This is that I told you about, the cock up. You can show people. I thought I'd just send it over to you.
Former doctors. Yeah, go ahead, do that. I'm just typing here. I'm just going to see if I can
thing is,
article.
I mean, if a new showrunner was to come in and say, actually, you know what, these changes, female doctor, everything else, he could retcon it. It could be very easy. You could say that all the that have cast and are going to be cast, that could be a version of the Valyard that's created a whole set of different personalities for the Doctor, and the Doctor just reboots back to none or back to a male Doctor. So it's an easy fix, but if they want to make it work, they need to properly integrate it. And going and destroying canon ain't integrating it. It's taking a bloody sledgehammer to the show in order to make it work. So I think Piers Wenger, Whittaker, Chibnall, the lot of them are going to have to be really careful how they handle the next couple of episodes, because they could undo everything they've been trying to achieve here.
Well, if you think about it, they have 2 more episodes left, so they have the last episode of the finale, and then they do have that special coming whenever Chris Chibnall decides he wants to release it. So
I would say, though, they have basically said, Chibnall has said, well, this is not it's not a democracy. He said, we don't have, it's not a democracy, so we can do what we like. We'll carry on as normal. That's what he said in series 13. So expect more of the same shit and watch the ratings go.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He could say that, he could say what he wants, right? But if he thinks he's going to have an audience, I don't care if Doctor Who is I don't care if it's financially secured, right? Editorially, what he tried to defend, no, it's not. You're actually having a laugh. Why? There it is. Right. So this is what he said. Right. I want to remind people of what he said when he was hired. He said, the former Doctor Who producer and current BBC drama controller Piers Wenger has shared his views on what he believes Jodie Whittaker brings to the role of Doctor. Jodie Whittaker placed 15th in the Radio Times TV 100, a list of, according to publications, TV's hottest stars of the past 12 months. So she was placed 15th. That's not bad. Congratulations. I'll give you that. Celebrating Whittaker's placement, Wenger states, and this is where he actually ruins it for himself. It's a testament to the energy and the focus that Jodie has brought to the Doctor that it's hard to distinguish where one ends and the other begins. She said from the start that she could only do it her way, and so it has become. He continues, gone is the daftness and the idiots I can never say
Idiosyncrasies.
there of her predecessors in favor of a Doctor with energy, spark, and relatability. Meanwhile, the BBC content director, Charlotte Moore, congratulated new showrunner Chris Chibnall, who placed her in the number 2 spot. She said Chris is wonderfully talented, multi-award winning writer whose catalogues of work speaks for itself. I can't wait to see his passion and vision for Doctor Who to come to life on BBC One this autumn. As a lifelong fan himself, I know he will bring something very special to hit the series to captivate the old and new fans across the globe. And that last statement there by Charlotte is the biggest joke that I've ever heard. But there you go. He continues. Gone is the daftness. This is what he said. He slated every single predecessor of Jodie Whittaker before she appeared on screen. That's how much respect he has for the history of Doctor Who. Absolutely none.
Because the 12th Doctor was daft and wacky, wasn't it? Particularly in Series 8.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Some people like that. I mean, even look at Patrick Troughton's Doctor. One of the criticisms of him, someone called him, what was it, Toto the Clown or something like that. They didn't like him. But he turned out to be one of the Doctors. There was a review. See, I was showing people on my channel that people have been complaining about Doctors for years, that Jodie Whittaker is not unique in the fact that she's being criticised, because these J-bots are saying, oh, well, the other Doctors never got criticised. So I was actually showing them that it actually does happen. They've been criticising since day one, since the first regeneration. Doctor Who fans, especially the purists under the William Hartnell era, have been complaining about Doctor Who ever since. Right? So it's nothing to do with Jodie Whittaker or to do with the fact that she's woman. Yes, that kind of has added to it because of the fact that BBC hired her, because what was between her legs instead of what was actually up in her brain, which is supposed to be her acting talent, which she has very little of, unfortunately. And that's not her fault. She's at a level at a different show. This is, as I said, this is a step up. It's a couple of steps up for where Jodie actually is, and that's not her fault. That's just the BBC, Piers Wenger for hiring Chibnall, and Chibnall's fault for giving it to his mate. And there you go. Take a screenshot of that there, right? Take a screenshot of that. I'll leave that on the screen for a minute and a half. Take a screenshot of that, right? Crop it and then throw it up everywhere, just to remind fans what Piers Wenger had said when Jodie Whittaker was cast. Because, you know, this man can dig his head, can leave his head in the sand if he wants to, right? Next year, he's not going to have a fandom, and I don't care. It might be financially secure, but when it gets to 2023, if this show has no fans, which it won't, it's going off air. So he has a chance to save it now, make the right decision. As I said earlier on, the only decision that's available to you right now is to sack Chris Chibnall and hope that you could bring in someone that can unite this fandom again. And you know, it's a risk. But for me, right now, it's a risk worth taking because this show is not going to survive under Chibnall. Guys, you would probably agree with that. This show is not going to survive under Chibnall's era. It's going to end after his era if he continues.
I've got a name for you that I think could do a bloody good job at Doctor Who. Charlie Brooker.
Yeah, the
guy that is Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, I mean, I keep saying Dark Mirror for some reason. I get it mixed up. Yeah, Black Mirror, great show. Yeah, I hear he's got a bit woke though.
You know what? Here's the thing, right? With the whole woke thing, folk don't use the word in the right way. Woke just means being aware of what black people, women, homosexuals, transgender people. It just means for people that aren't that, just to be aware of it. What these people that are coming in that have co-opted that word, they're not woke.
Because I watched Lost in Space, the new one, and people would say that's woke. But as you said yourself, if it's done in the right way and the stories are actually good, which I do think they are, they keep me entertained. It's better than what we're getting in Doctor Who anyway, I can tell you that. And Star Trek Picard. But you're right. I think there is. I think that's the way it's going to be for a few years. I think we will, we're going to, fans like us especially, we're going to be picking shows based on how they actually do these kind of subjects. Because the Orville have done them very well and everybody has flooded in to watch the Orville. I mean, the Doctor Who writers could take example for the Orville. If you want to incorporate all of this into your show, but then watch the Orville and see how they did it, right? Especially Series 2 of the Orville, which I think matured into a great sci-fi show, right? Yeah. While addressing the social issues as well, and some conspiracy theories might add. The whole thing about human, the point system and all, that's actually come out in China right now. So the Orville was spot on with all of that. So you can do these social issues. You can address depression. You can address all this transgender. They did it in actually the Orville, the whole thing about the baby. Gortys and Clyden had a child.
Yes.
And they're in a male-dominated society. And because they had a daughter, they wanted to change the daughter's sexuality to a male. And they handled that issue with sensitivity, and they handled it very well, and that's how you do it. So don't be talking to Doctor Who fans, you J-bots, and saying that we're not, we're sexist, racist, bigots, and all this because, we're against all this. We're not against this. We never have been. If you do it the proper way, you have to put the story first, don't you? You have to cut the writing has to be spot on, but you have to put the story and it has to be within the context of the show. And that's the biggest point you miss. Within the context of Doctor Who's universe, you got to translate these issues into the show, not the other way around. The show doesn't fit around these issues. The issues fit around the show. And it's the same with Jodie Whittaker. You heard Pierce out of his own mouth. She's going to do it her way. That's a way of saying, well, I'm not going to adhere to the rules, the way the Doctor should be played, because there is every man that has taken that role knows that they have a responsibility. Yes, they do add their own personality to it or would feel the same. But what Jodie Whittaker has done is she has shamelessly copied other doctors instead of actually putting when she puts her personality into it, she's okay. She's not great, but she's okay. She's not that she's tolerable. But the writing's still crap anyway. So either way, even if she was tolerable, the writing's so poor for her anyway, she doesn't have a hope in hell. So look, you've had 2 years of this, hasn't worked. You just put an end to it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and to go on to the whole thing there about Doctor Who fans being sexist, racist, and whatever. What was the negative stereotype, or I'm using the wrong words there? What was the stereotype of Doctor Who fans in the 90s? The joke was
kinky, weren't we?
Was that
a bit of a joke. It was an embarrassing thing to say you were a Doctor Who fan.
I mean, it used to be that people said, "Oh, Doctor Who fans, they're all just men. They're camp men. They're kind of round men. You know, that kind of bullshit there, which who cares really? But that was the joke because the fandom was that left leaning and that kind of inclusive. That was the stereotype. So this fandom didn't need any of this bullshit interjected in.
These fans that say that Doctor Who needs to be more inclusive and all this, and the fandom needs to be more inclusive. This is what I mean. These idiots have no knowledge because they're all in their mid-20s that represent the fandom, the ones with the louder voices, and they're pushing all this narrative. And if they go all the way back through the history of the show, including the fandom, they will see that this show actually has, in fact, been one of the most diverse shows out there. It's up there with Star Trek. Star Trek broke boundaries with having the first crew member of African American descent. Right? We also had, we also, do you know what I mean? So don't be giving me this crap. Doctor Who's the same. The first female producer in what's her face? Verity Lambert. Warren Hussein, the first Iranian director. Don't be giving me this crap. Doctor Who needs to put.
Was it not also as well?
Screens.
You know, I mean, listen, Doctor Who's continually behind the scenes had a variety of people working on it, and for some idiot that knows nothing, and I'm going to call them an idiot because it is stupid, for somebody that knows nothing about the history of the show, how it was produced, how it was created, how the fan base reacted when the show wasn't in air, and the people from all walks of life that joined the fan base, to sit and criticise this show, you've got it backwards, guys. You know?
Yeah. Of course they do. But this is the rhetoric that they use because, you know, they try to smear. See, they have to use a smear campaign. And then once their smear campaign actually works, which in this case, unfortunately, it has because of that not my doctor element, they don't help. And I'm saying not my doctor. I haven't, you know, used any other hashtag, but that hashtag has done a lot of damage. Now let's all be honest here. We all used that hashtag at one stage when Jodie was forced, and it was okay. But unfortunately, like the other side, a radical element attached itself to it, and all they're out to do is to be racist, sexist, and bigot, right? Yeah. And
no, can I interrupt a second, mate? There's a great comment that's just come up there from Ben. Mickey, Martha, Tish, Leo, Clive, Francine, Clyde, Rani, all diverse.
There you go, and I'll put it up on the screen. Did I put it? You got it? Yeah, there's Mickey, Martha, Tish, Leo, Clive, Francine, Clyde, Rani. True.
And, you know, I'll throw something else in there as well. If you remember the Silence in the Library two-parter, you had the character Dr. Moon.
Yeah, Dr. Moon.
See if you're looking for a black doctor. That's your man.
I think. His wife, I think, or partner, is Dr. Ruth in real life.
Is that right?
Hang on.
You mean a picture on Twitter, and the two of them in bed together? Whether it was a film they did together or something, but I've seen a picture in bed with him.
Wow. Now, I would actually have to say that would be a pretty cool connection. Dr. Moon, and then if that happens to be his partner to play the actual doctor, that would be wow. Oh, Ben says he thinks Joe Martin goes out with Colin Salmon.
That's him. That's the bloke.
Hang on, I've just googled it.
Oh, so is that his name? Is it? Is that his name? Oh, so it is. Wow.
But I don't think she goes out with him, though.
Let's see. I know.
It is fantastic, but this is what. See, Andrew, this is where I think BBC felt that they had no choice but to give it to a female doctor. Under Moffat, he started off great. Right, at the middle of his era, you could see the decline, but there were still some great stories getting through. But by the end, you could see that he was burnt out and he just ran out of ideas, to be quite honest with you. Now, I do personally have a soft spot for Series 10, but Peter Capaldi's era is flawed. But he elevates those scripts because he is a fantastic actor. And that's the thing as well. If we had a better actor in the role, okay, yeah, we wouldn't be criticizing that person. We'd be actually just all focused on Chris Chibnall. But because obviously Jodie Whittaker is not up to the standard that she should be, and she didn't do the research. Now she has since then gone and done it, but it's too late. You should have done it from the start. You shouldn't have listened to your boss. You should have went and watched it. And do you know what? I'm glad it scared you because you said you bricked yourself. I'm glad you did because that's the way you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to brick yourself. This is the biggest show. And the fact that she actually said she didn't realize how ginormous this was, or ginormous, or whatever the word she used. You didn't realize? Really? Really? No, don't forget. I can forgive you for that. But really? Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and then Matt Smith blew it out of the stratosphere. And you mean to tell me you didn't hear a Doctor Who once? You didn't realize how big that show was? Seriously? See, these are the kind of things that she will get called out for, because when you make stupid statements like that, it just doesn't add up. And this other statement, when she grew up as a kid, that there was no females in lead roles or hero roles, there was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
Yeah,
Scully in X-Files. In X-Files.
From Star Trek, Catherine Janeway.
You also had, right, if you want to go back further when you were a kid, you had Wonder Woman in the 80s, Bionic Woman in the 80s. Don't be giving me...
Warrior Princess.
Yeah, Xena Warrior Princess. Yeah, did we mention Buffy the Vampire Slayer? We did. We mentioned Buffy as well.
I'll give you one, mate. It's not a sci-fi thing. Helen Mirren in Prime Suspect.
Yeah, there you go. So don't be giving...
She was... Interrupt, he was once considered for the role as the Doctor.
Helen Mirren?
Yeah, and it was because it was a name suggested by Christopher Bidmead, who was the script editor for season 18. That was Tom Baker's last season. And he did put it towards suggestion to JNT, which JNT dismissed it. He was going out with her at the time.
If they had went with Jodie Whittaker, if they had went with her instead of Jodie Whittaker, that costume obviously wouldn't have been created. So if Helen Mirren, just because she's an older woman, for me, a kind of a Paul McGann tribute costume would probably work with her, kind of cross between him and the War Doctor for her costume. A kind of play on the two would be her costume if she was going to get to play it, and she'd have to play it a bit dark, in my opinion.
But that's never happened. 1,000,001 female actors they could have got that would have knocked out the park and would have made the show huge. 1,000,001, right? There's not exactly a short list for this. You could have Eva Green, you could have had Helen Mirren, as you've said. You could have the lady that was in the Captain America movies. Christ, you could have Gillian Anderson. There's a load of actresses you could have got for this that would have been fantastic. Problem is, it's shit scripts, poor casting decisions. So it doesn't matter gender, the creed, the colour, whatever. Quite frankly, you could put a Rastafarian 75-year-old woman in that part, and if she was a good actress, it would be amazing, right? Unfortunately, Chibnall does not know how to make it work.
Right, look at the question I've put on the screen for you guys. I'll let you both answer that. This is a continuing rumour, obviously, going on that Matt Smith's David Tennant's Doctor is somehow going to be made atone for past sins. It's got to do with, I think it's the comics. There's a comic thread going. I think it was on over the Christmas or something. David's Doctor, Jodie Whittaker team up or something.
That's all it refers to. If it was true, I would be pretty annoyed at him doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But the comics aren't canon, so I don't really give a crap. to be honest. Anyway, I've read the woman that's behind the comics has a all-female writing team. There's no men working on this comic whatsoever. Here's the thing, right? This is what the accused men have. So I'm going to turn it on them. You say, the radical feminists out there, or the women that flog this ideology, say that men can't write women on screen, right? Fine. If that's the case, then why are women writing David Tennant's Doctor? Should can you not see the hypocrisy there? Listen, the fact that
I would think UK employment law would have something to say about that.
The problem that yous have is that you don't like to see. I mean, Harley Quinn, that movie is at the flopper now, and apparently, if the rumors are true, they're actually going to drop the R rating, right, to try and break even. Now, the reason why that movie didn't work is because whether use radical feminists like it or not, Harley Quinn's character was, for Birds of Prey, what she basically did is desexualize that character. Now, that is part of Harley Quinn's trait. She's an attractive woman. She's a bit loopy, and she wears skimpy outfits and she kicks ass. There's nothing wrong with that, right? The reason why this movie failed is because you covered her up, basically, and you put in the whole anti-male crap that you put in every movie now. And then even before Sonic the Hedgehog, he's actually do you know what? Even Birds of Prey fans that supported this movie actually went after poor Sonic the Hedgehog, and the movie wasn't even out yet. They were putting up tweets saying, "Oh, I brought my son and my husband to go and see Sonic the Hedgehog, but I left after a few minutes after its homophobic slurs," right? The movie wasn't even out yet. And at the end of the tweet, he said, "I brought them in to see Birds of Prey, and they enjoyed that. It was a great movie. I'd recommend you all go and watch it." They slated a movie that wasn't even out because they were fearing it because it do make more money. And I think it is on course to make more money than Birds of Prey. So, you know what? Sonic the Hedgehog, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it is a fun bloody movie.
I'm not doing it.
Adults will enjoy it, and you know what? I would recommend Sonic the Hedgehog over that bleeding Birds of Prey bullshit any day of the week. And you know what? Use women directors out there and women that flog this ideology need to get one thing straight. If you want us to go and see your movies, well, stop with your anti-male rhetoric, right? And actually make the characters put them on screen the way they're supposed to be portrayed on screen, right? And we will get behind these movies. Perfect example, Wonder Woman, right? She didn't open her mouth. Gail Gadot didn't go out and attack men. She didn't come out with any of this anti-men crap. Now, don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman had woke parts in it. Nobody is going to sit here and say it didn't. It did, that whole scene. But the way I look at it is, right, everybody gives out about that scene where she walks through the battlefield, right? I don't, because I'll tell you why. If that was a male movie and the bloke did that, we'd be all cheering them on. So this was a female-led super movie. She has to have her moment. That was our moment. And do you know what? I like that movie. I hope the second one is great, but I've heard JJ has stuck his greasy little fingers in it, so we have to see. Now, I've got a private mess, so I have to read it. Right, so, okay, Ian needs to head off. And Gorminator, you heading off as well, or can you hang on for...
Yeah, I'm going to have to do a shoot as well, buddy.
Right.
I have one last thing to show you, Noel. I have one last thing to show you. It came out in 2013. The company still are existing, Power, but for some reason, BBC took away their license. I don't know why. They were making retro figures, so this is a collector's tin. Look at that.
Wow.
This was the 50th anniversary special.
Oh, wow, there's heart. Look.
That's cool.
Look at the silhouette inside him, look.
Oh,
the first Doctor.
And on the reverse, we have...
Wow. Oh, that is cool. I love the silence as well, I do.
What do you think is inside it, then?
I bet you it's probably, well, if you said it's for the 50th anniversary, it's either audios or you've actually it's the box set.
No. What about you, Gorminator? What do you want to say?
I think it's probably some trading cards or something to do with the other doctors.
Okay. Shall we see the prize if you're both right? Do you
Or
win
a
the million
Tardis.
voucher? No, you don't. It is. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
And a Matt Smith figure.
Excellent.
Should be able to take them out, yeah, because this is only a plastic cover that just sits on top, so it's easily opened up. Yeah, it's easy to open up. So you should be able to take that off. You can see them a bit better now. Just put that back in the tin. Now have a look at that.
Oh, that's excellent, mate.
Oh,
Oops.
oh,
Don't worry, just come out of the plastic.
and they regenerated because that's what happens when you fall from a height.
Yeah, hey, look at that. And William Hartnell doll. Look at that.
Oh, that's very nice.
That is lovely, man.
Nice.
And then we have bow ties are cool.
Bow ties are cool.
The two doctors.
Excellent.
That is.
Unfortunately, the BBC wear their license. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because they made, I'll have to show you another time, made a Tom Baker figure. And they had plans to do others, but never got to. But yeah.
That's brilliant, man. I tell you, merchandise is just bleeding daily, man. I just love when you come on because, like, you just unique. That's just they don't even make. See, that's what annoys me. Just they don't make stuff like that anymore, man.
But there's one thing.
Unfortunately, no interest for it though either. That's
Oh
the thing.
no! I mean, you go out there now. I mean, they're talking about. It's not. Some people, the Jody bots say to me, "Oh, merchandise. There's so much merchandise." There isn't. I mean, one thing I can't forgive the BBC doing. I can't understand this. I know I'm going to, but remember when Capaldi was the Doctor and they brought out Lego? They brought out the Lego game and the Lego whatever it was, which I didn't get. Now that could have been. And there was talk of Capaldi going to be in the Lego movie, the next Lego movie.
Right.
But then what did the BBC? What did they stupid do? They after finally Lego getting the license and agreeing to it, what do? They take Doctor Who off for a year. I thought, what idiots, what idiots. And no wonder Lego didn't continue with it, because why should they continue with something that's not even on the telly? I mean, somebody I won't name, who works within the BBC, well, it's not with the BBC, works within the merchandise, said to them, look, you've got a great brand there, but you never put it on. You know, it could be. If you remember when Tennant was there, you had totally Doctor Who Confidential.
Yeah.
Five different associated programs. Now you've got barely one. I say barely one because 10 shit episodes ain't doing it, mate, for me. I'm sick of it. No. I'm getting fed up with it. And this Sunday will determine whether I stay a fan or not. I mean, I will always be a fan of Doctor Who. If this Sunday is full of this usual shit and they try to rewrite the history, then for me, Doctor Who ended when Capaldi left. And that will be it. And no matter how much Sonic Hinks you can do or Dibnall's bullshit, I won't watch it because I refuse to support it. And there'll be another viewer down.
Do you know what, mate? I think it's a mutual feeling between a lot of Whovians right now. They're actually just waiting to see what happens now on Sunday to determine whether. I think in our reality, I think fans should actually, even no matter what happens at the end of Series 12. I don't think this has been good enough. I don't think fans should come back.
Yeah. I have a comment too. I answer a comment from somebody.
Don't be fooled by the Dalek special leader. Don't be fooled by the Dalek special. Don't come back.
No.
Make it even lower than the last special. And trust me, if by then they still haven't got the message, well then wait you see when Series 13 starts off. They'd be lucky if they get 4 million people watching the 4th episode. Seriously.
Well,
Right,
I'm
lads,
going to go.
I'll
No,
let you go because I'm about to bring on.
Andrew, I have a comment to respond to.
That was a bit wonky. But listen, thanks for coming on in, showing us all that merchandise. We'll throw your channel up on the live chat there. Gorminator, as usual, as well, mate. Thanks for coming on. I really
Awesome.
appreciate it.
No, Ian, thanks very much for having me on the show.
No, listen,
yeah.
Friday, if you're
I'll
available.
see you later, guys.
If you're available Friday, let us know, yeah? If any of you are available Friday, let me know.
Will do, mate.
Right, go
Well,
on. See you later.
Yeah. No, before I go, Andrew Naran says we need to go to Robbie's house for all the sweet goodies. You have to get through. You have to get through a lot of traps. It's like the death zone here. So, listen, Noel. Thank you very much again. You're a gent, and ignore those Jody bots. Like I said to Daniel the other night, ignore them. Ignore the best you. All I say to them now is I respond with "See you next Tuesday," which I'm sure you can work out what that means, and I block them.
Very clever.
Right,
just so, mate. Pleasure having you on as usual.
Bless.
Good night, mate. Good night. Good night, Ian. Right, and we continue. We're not finished, so just in case you think we're finished, we're about to introduce our next set of guests. I'm actually waiting on one more guest, actually, so I'll just give them a couple of seconds and I'll try get the 3 guests. I have 2 here now. We're trying to get a 3rd guest on. They did say that they would come on. I'm just waiting to see now if they will. I'll just give them a little reminder just in case. If there is anybody else in the live chat right now that would like to join me, the 2 people that obviously that I have, but if you would like to be another guest, just in case I don't get this other person on, if you would like to come on in their place, I'm gonna just give them one more little tug there and see what happens. Got yous, lads. I've got yous. I know yous are here. Just bear with me for a second. Leland, Max have joined the chat. Welcome, guys. David travels through time. Oh, there, yeah. Actually, he gave me his email. David, I will send you an email right now, my friend. I forgot about you. You actually sent me a screen because I asked you to actually send me a screenshot of your email address, and you did. So I will send you an email now, and then we'll bring on the guests. Right, where am I going? Oh, I'm supposed to go in here because I'm an idiot. Because if I had any sort of brain when it came to technology, I would be absolutely unstoppable. But no. Right, so let's see if I can get this right now, because I hate writing in these weird little email addresses. I'm crap. I used to have a weird one myself. Right, so you gave me 2, so I can choose one. Right, we'll go with the first one. See what happens. Right. Right, I think I'm nearly there. Oh, the other guest forgot because they're watching another live stream. That's fun. Oh, I have to give it to you. That has to be the funniest thing I've ever heard, man. Oh, I love it. I love some people in this fandom. I really do. That is absolutely so funny. I love you, all. You are brilliant. He's put a smile onto my face. And that email is being sent to you now, David Travels Through Time. It might take a minute or 2, but it said it is sent to you, my friend. So, and if my other guest that isn't watching the other live stream would like to join, let me know. But I tell you what, the other guests have actually waited long enough. So I've sent that email to you. So if you want to come on, David Travels Through Time, come ahead. I'll see if the other you saw you coming on. So you not coming on. We'll get our guests on. Right, so we might do it as well. Okay, we will start with obviously. I want to start with this person first. I normally start with the other person first when I bring him on, but I'm going to start with this person first because he has a lot to celebrate. So I would like to welcome back Mega Geek, who is here fresh from their win. Yes, they won a multi-award. They have they're multi-award winning mini series now. Yeah, Rebecca Gold. I'd like to introduce Ian, as we call him on this show, Mega Geek. Welcome back and congratulations.
Thanks very much,
well
mate.
done.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
deserved, I have to say, well bloody deserved. Brilliant, man. Well done.
Thanks.
And now I'm going to bring on your biggest supporter. The guy who actually interviewed you and interviewed one of your actually guest stars. Well done, Daniel, because now it's an award-winning show, and now you can actually say that you interviewed two people from this award-winning show. I introduced a very good friend and a friend of this channel, and a guy that I just absolutely love to bits, Daniel.
All right, guys, how you doing? And congratulations, Mega Geek and another well-deserved award, mate. You deserve it because that series was absolutely sensational, mate.
Thank you, Daniel. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Well done. No, I'm really, really, really delighted for you. Well done, man. But it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy either. So brilliant. And Daniel, seriously, you as well. That
Oh,
now should be getting more views now because like you've basically you did. You interviewed them before they won the award, but it doesn't matter. You got the interview. So well done, man. I'd be flog that interview everywhere now. And put multi-award winning series on top of it when you're sharing it. You'll share it everywhere as well. And if you haven't watched Daniel's interview with Mega Geek, go and check it out. There, Chris has put the channel, both channels actually, up on the live chat. Check out Rebecca Gold too. Right, lads, we're going to concentrate on Doctor Who, obviously. I'll tell you what we will do, Mega Geek. I'll bring you and Daniel on next week sometime, and we will just do a stream on Rebecca Gold. You could talk to us about your experience.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Talk to us about your experience, the lead up to the awards, and you know, obviously what you got up to while you were waiting and how nervous you were. You know, the usual. We'll bring Daniel on as well because Daniel obviously is a huge fan, and Daniel will probably have some questions he'd like to ask. So I'll tell you what, Daniel, for that stream, me and you will co-host, and we will bring Ian on, and we will ask him some questions. And we've got problem being, it's nice to see you back in the chat, my friend. I haven't seen you in a long, long time. Welcome back. It's nice to see some of the old faces pop back in. But listen, we've got to talk about Doctor Who because obviously Ian, you are aware of the article by Piers Wenger and obviously the article that Sasha himself. Have you heard about that one?
I heard the Piers one, but not the
right. Well, basically, Sasha has come out. I'll just give you a short.
Okay.
Thing. So he's basically come out. He's worried that Doctor Who fans are going to turn against him after the series finale.
Why?
Right, which indicates, well, because obviously something big is going to happen, and he's just afraid. And we just basically made it clear on this channel that we don't have a problem with Sasha, and the fandom won't turn against you. If they're going to turn against anybody, it's going to be Chris Chibnall, whatever he's done. So, Sasha, you needn't worry, and he doesn't have to worry because I think the fandom's not stupid. They know who's responsible for this. They know it's not Sasha. He's just acting out what he's been told to act out.
Yeah.
So what did you think? We'll start off with the Piers Wenger the interview that he did. What did you think?
Well, he's obviously, everybody knows that Doctor Who's in trouble, and he's just playing the Access Media shit card again, isn't he? So he's just basically saying, "No, we've got nothing to worry about." Blah 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 blah. But everybody knows that Doctor Who is dying. It's really dying, and he's just doing what the BBC's. I guess he's in charge of drama, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the head of BBC drama right now. Yeah.
But the thing,
so but
yeah.
he came out and he said, which was interesting. He said about editorially, it's healthy, which a lot of fans have picked up on, because it is interesting that he would actually point that out when that is the problem with the show. That's why the ratings are actually in the decline, because it's not actually being written well. So the fact that he's actually come out, it's like he's defending Chris Chibnall.
He has to.
Yeah, but you see, a lot of fans have been disheartened by this, right? Now, as you know yourself, because as you know, you're working in the industry, so you can tell people this is what I've said, and let me know if you agree with me. But the fact that he's had to actually come out and say anything at all shows what the fans are doing, the campaign that we've been running, and fans complain and sending their emails into the BBC is actually having an impact, because if they weren't, he wouldn't have to come out, and to be honest with you, he wouldn't have had to say that, because they've been given this whole palaver that the show has been great for 2 years. What do you think? Now that's what I think is happening, but maybe you would have a different take on it.
He's just doing what obviously he's trying to save the show. But he's just saying the usual stuff when a show's going down. And it's really funny, because it's strange how this thing has really put creators, showrunners and stuff against the fans, from Star Trek to Star Wars to Doctor Who. It's really odd that they don't respect the fans. In the old days, they used to the fans, Doctor Who magazine, blah blah blah. But now they just don't give a shit, do they? Really, let's face it. And the reason why I'm angry today, Noel, is because I just finished seeing the last episode of Doctor Who, because I was away, and I'm so angry.
Right, come on then. I might as well get your thoughts. David Travels Through Time. I actually sent you an email to join the live stream. So if you want to join, I've sent you the email already. So it'll give you a link, and then just pop in. If you're still coming on, let us know. If you're not coming on, just let us know, and I'll try get someone else on.
Yeah.
Right, but go ahead. Yeah, right. So I might as well ask you, because we obviously did the panel, and obviously you were away celebrating, rightly so.
Yeah.
So, go on. Give us your what annoyed you about it?
Okay, right. So, what annoyed me was the Doctor's character. Okay, the Doctor is very careless, incredibly careless, right? So, in the last episode, which was absolutely awful, they find out this Cyberman's going to do whatever he's going to do, right? And then they go forward in time, and she takes her companions with her. If something so catastrophic is going to happen, you wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't take them with you. Plus, they're in danger, and there was no need for them to be in danger at all. And how could she miscalculated all that stuff when she has all that stuff with her companions with carrying? Yeah. It's meant to stop the Cybermen. How could she not know those little cyber heads were coming? Do you know what I mean? It's just careless. Everything she does is careless. There was nothing she could have done when they were on the ship. Remember when all the Cybermen are coming alive at the ending, and then that stupid ending when they open it up and there's Gallifrey, and they're going to wreck on it. Everything that you've known is a lie. Yeah. And that just makes me. If they retcon it and in a bad way, that's it for me in Doctor Who. I'm not going to be watching it ever again, because I cannot watch something that's been destroyed.
Do you know what I mean? Ian is actually at the same thing tonight. And I think BBC needs to be made aware of this. This is actually what's going to happen if you do this. You have, fans have taken a lot in 2 years this is the look. It should have been the last straw last year, but truly, if you do this, they're not coming back. They're not coming back. They will walk away, and then how you can't even replace the audience that you're losing right now, right? And that's the problem. And this is what you were banking on. You were banking on the bounce from the Judoon, the Cybermen, Captain Jack, another doctor. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. Even Sasha's master, who has been a bright spot, hasn't been able to say this. Even Captain Jack's cameo, which most of the fandom, and I'd say nearly all the fandom actually love, couldn't save this. Couldn't save this from sliding. I'm sorry, but it's just it's game over. You really need to take a long, hard look at yourselves now and say, right, we're doing something wrong here. And you know you are, but you are too stubborn. So something has to give. And I think this Sunday coming, it's going to give. And I think you're going to see the biggest backlash that this fandom has ever seen, even from people that have supported this era, have stipulated one thing. They have said one thing, right? Some don't give a crap about canon, but there's others out there who, Daniel will agree with me, have actually said there's one thing. I do like Jodie's Doctor. I do like Ruth's Doctor. I do like Sasha as Master. But the one thing I don't want Chris Chibnall to do is break canon. And there is those fans as well. So you're going to look at the biggest almighty backlash of all time if you do this. Daniel.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I just say as well, like, I echo the same sentiments as what again, he said if he screws up canon this but the way that a Sunday that's out because like I don't see how I can watch a show that's been bad the way he destroyed in such a manner like me it has said.
I mean, this episode, right? It wasn't too bad, but that's saying much if you compare them to all the rest of the episodes. It had a bit of pace, but everything felt wrong because, as I said, no other Doctor had ever put his companions in that much danger, and it's all careless as well. She wasn't looking out for them. You know, you put this down, and they all run in and stuff, and they get separated again. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it just doesn't feel like the Doctor at all. And then when the Cyberman appeared as a hologram and she was talking to him, it just felt like he was this evil thing and she was like a little child. There was no power in her voice. She wasn't commanding. Do you know what I mean? And it just feels wrong. The whole thing feels wrong. I mean, am I the only one that feels that? I don't think so.
Look, you know, I've been very critical of this series, but even this as a first part of the series finale felt flat to me. I mean, some disagreed with me, but I thought the first 15 minutes weren't actually that bad. We did get a bit of spaceships and a little tiny bit of action. I thought, okay, we might actually have something here. But then after that, I don't like the lone Cyberman. That's no disrespect to the actor that's playing the lone Cyberman. I just don't like that design. I just don't like the way he talks. Some people do. But I don't know. There was so many things wrong. Problem being brings up a good point there. Well, we don't want people talking about cancer fears, do we? I mean, it's socially awkward and someone with 30 fifis might take 30 and be marginalized. I think you were supposed to say, was it? Or what's that? Lionist? Anyway, we have told fans problem being, because you're back in the chat, I might as well tell you, we have been running a campaign on this channel. We want actually people to email the BBC with that exact point and talk about climate change, right? How they preach to us about climate change and they fly to all these different locations around the world. They've been to Spain, right? Also, they preach to us about the plastic, the dangers of plastic, but yet most of their merchandise is made from plastic and wrapped in plastic. Talk about the hypocrisy of the BBC. These are things that they can't actually brush off with a generic email, right?
Yeah.
Things that they have to actually address, because there's no way of getting out of this. I even put up a few screenshots myself to show you the locations that they've been to, right? By boat.
Yeah.
I'll send the email to the other,
Yeah.
your other account, David.
Just-
Travel the time.
Just going back to the episode, and another thing that spoilt it as well is them going back to this other guy, and he was a policeman and all that, and it kind of spoilt the flow of the episode as well. Every time I went back there, I was like, who's this guy? I don't care. You know what I mean? Just show me something of worth, and that kind of spoilt it for me as well. Anyway.
Yeah, in as well, you saw the images. I'm just speculating here, but you saw the images that we'll put up last night of what looked to be the valley here. But now, basically, again, that's another gender swap. Just create characters and roles for females and stop pissing about with those that were originally male roles.
Yeah.
Basically, because it's not really empowering females. Now, I know that you've actually said that to me before in streams, Geek, and I know you have as well. Alright, but see, because BBC are so stubborn and so still, as long as they've got as long as they've got the license,
Yeah.
then they can keep getting away with and do whatever they want, and that's a disgraceful attitude. But I'll let you introduce your next guest.
Yeah, we've got it's true. Time finally is here. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Do you want to share your thoughts on the episode that just passed, actually, while everybody is actually talking about it? How did you feel about Sunday's episode just gone?
I didn't like it too much, no.
Yeah, I'm the same.
See, it was flat. I mean, they hyped it up to bits, and when you watched it, you sat there. I was waiting for here was the one thing that everybody came out of it. Saying, what the hell was Chris Chibnall doing? What was that episode actually even about? What was that storyline about? Does anyone even know what he was trying to even achieve Sunday? Because if way of boring death and then setting us up for the big fall next week. Now, I have put up images as Daniel has been speaking. I've put up 3 videos of images, Daniel, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 videos of images of the upcoming episode. If you haven't looked at them, go and check them out. Right? There's some interesting ones in there. It does look like by some of the images that the Master has gotten the better of the Doctor. It also, he looks really freaky, the Master, in this. He's the only thing that I'm actually looking forward to in this whole thing. But if he does wreck Cannon, it's not his fault. But if he does end up doing something to the Doctor that wrecks Cannon, I'm not going to blame Sasha. He's an actor. I'm going to put that on Chris Chibnall's feet. And if he has done that, and this is why it was rumored that someone in the when he walked off set. Now, this is what we were told at the time, and you can go back and listen to the video. We said this at the time. Daniel will actually remember this.
Yeah.
When Chris Chibnall walked off set, apparently an argument broke out just before, and someone had said to Chris Chibnall, Chris, you can't do that. Right? It was supposed to be connected with Rose, right? But what if it was connected to this? What if people in the production team finally figured out what he was doing, and they were like, no, Chris,
I see where you're going.
And then there was a bit of a, let's just say, there was different factions within his writing team because apparently they all got together and they all had a kumbaya and they sorted out their differences. So there was obviously different factions in that writing team that were not happy with what was being, what Chris Chibnall's vision was. And that's what I'm taking from that now. A chaos in Cardiff did happen. It's undeniable. BBC themselves, BBC Radio, which will put up the video again. I always put up proof, which is fucking, and then people say I lie. I'll put up the BBC Radio interview anyway, where the presenter does say there was troubles behind the scene during Series 11, and that carried on in through the production of Series 12. They say it themselves. It's ridiculous. This man obviously had a plan. He's had this story for a very, very long time, right? And now he's getting to do it. Now, we've heard that this man has been embarrassed by Doctor Who's past.
Yeah.
So,
but he shouldn't be taken out in the van. So that was over 30 years ago since he was on that panel. So get over yourself. For God's sake.
Well, something needs to give and something will. Look at. We'll see what happens Sunday. For me personally, I don't want them to break canon, but if I want to get rid of Chibnall, it's the only way that I could see that he's gonna go, because I think the fan reaction and the backlash to that would be so great that there's no hiding from him, and he would have to actually come out and address it. And then shortly after they normally address things like that, they normally decide either or there's a mutual agreement and you go. They're gone. So go ahead, Mega Geek. Sorry.
Do you think they're going to kill her off in the next episode? Jodie character. I heard that rumor.
Here's the rumor. As you know, it's a consistent rumor. But the rumor is that either Jodie is going to end, Ruth is going to end up being the next Doctor for Series 13. That's one of the rumors.
Right.
Then you've got all this fan speculation then, right? Then there was another one of the body swap between Sasha Master and Jodie Whittaker herself, right? That's another rumor. Then I've come up with my own theory lately. Well, it's not much of a theory. It's a bunch of ideas that are true together. But a lot of people in the comments were actually very positive about it. So thank you.
This Zero Room idea.
Yeah, the Zero Room idea where Jodie is the Doctor is actually splintered into, say, 3 different people, maybe 4. And the Zero Room will basically converge all these together to make the one Doctor. Basically, Jodie's incomplete, Doctor's incomplete. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that needs to be put together. But it's got to do with brain synapses and all this crap. If you look at it, you'll see where I'm coming from. Parts of it, people do know where I'm coming from, because people say, I get where you're coming from because they can understand. But to me, it looks all over the place. But when you actually think about what I'm trying to say, you will see where I'm going with this. That's my one. There's lots of fan theories out there as well. Hey, Gary, nice to have you here. It doesn't matter, mate. It's always great to see you in the chat. And I can't wait to have you on the panel. As I said, we've been texting on Messenger. So as soon as you're available, Gary, remember Gary Daniel that used to do the phone-ins? Yeah, Gary's going to be coming on and doing the panels as well.
Good.
But she's actually fantastic, because I always enjoyed these. Also, he was actually one of the best.
That's what I said to him. I said, everybody, I was telling him I've missed having talking to him as well and having him on, but he's been busy. But he has a bit of time now, and he hopes to get on, and he thanks me there. No problem, mate. Listen, as I said to you, it's great to see you back. Jason is here as well. See you later, guys. I broke my right arm. Yeah, you were telling me you were writing with your left arm. Good man. Good man. Listen, get well soon. Maybe you might bump into Peter Capaldi and get him to sign your cast for you. That'd be great. Awesome. Did someone say in the chat that they sent me a message or something? Did I?
It was problem.
It was problem being it was, wasn't it? I think it was
Yeah.
Right, I'll have a look now.
Well, if they kill off Jodie, that'd be good, I guess.
Oh, come on, give me that. He's Chadwick kill off constipated
But here, even if
monkeys.
here's the thing, though, can I ask this, right? Even if they were to do that right, and this is his plan, and he does somehow swap Whittaker with Joe, right? And she ends up being the 13th Doctor, or ends up, or maybe she'll end up being the 14th. We don't know how it's going to work. But say she ends up still staying as the 13th incarnation of the Doctor. I need to ask this question because I don't think it has been asked yet. Would you be okay with her playing the Doctor?
No.
Well, no, it has to go. I'm sorry here, but it has to go back to the old role on me because the experiment has failed, and these can all kill me
You're
in
right.
comments. But facts are the facts are the facts. It should go back to being a male role. This experiment has failed, and the ratings and creatively during the season.
You see the sorry, Daniel. You see the Roof Doctor, right?
Mhm.
I mean, she's a good actress, but she hasn't got what Doctor Who has had in the past. If you look at
that special type of charisma.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. So she doesn't have that quirky sort of doctory sort of character. She just looks like someone who lives in a council estate. Sorry, I don't mean that to be insulting or racist or anything like that. She doesn't have, I don't mind if it's a black woman, but for God's sake, pick someone that is quirky, that embodies the Doctor. Don't just pick her because it's diversity. Do you know what I mean?
Well, here, I'll play devil's advocate because normally sometimes you do on this channel, right? So it's my turn. But we've only seen her on screen for what?
She's still wrong, Noel.
No, but hang on. But how do you know when we've only seen her as the Doctor for 2 minutes? And I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know. But there's nothing. Look, right? The minutes I've seen of her, there's nothing quirky about her. Yes, she's forceful. She's a forceful woman. That is not the Doctor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I'm only playing devil's advocate, by the way. So I'll go ahead, David Travels True. I love that name. Go ahead anyway. Brilliant.
Thanks, no. Well, there was that whole theory you were talking about too, about her possibly being like between Troughton and Pertwee. I remember you were saying that at one point.
Yeah, that was one of me very first spec. Yeah, I do speculate a lot on this channel. Yeah, but either way, any of them, it doesn't matter. Even when the fan ones is true or they're not, we still don't know where he's going because this episode. See, this is what annoys me about this episode, and I think this is what annoys our side, right?
Yeah.
He gave us nothing in this episode to indicate what he's going to do next week. There was nothing. It's like he's setting us up, and then it's bang, I'm going to hit you. And don't be surprised, and I said this, don't be surprised if he leaves us on a cliffhanger, because he'll just want to piss us off even more, and he'll leave us on a cliffhanger that he knows that will maybe the Doctor regenerating or something. So he'll pee off both sides because their side will be hoping that she regenerates. The other side will be devastated because they think she's regenerated. And then it'll be all free for all in the fandom for the next year until the special comes out.
To be perfectly honest, there is a bit more of a chance that she'll actually regenerate in the special, to be honest, because I can't see her regenerating in this episode, and possibly you do have a bit more chance of her regenerating in the special though, and hopefully that has happened.
it's all wrong, right? It's all wrong. Let's look at it logically, right? The BBC has this agenda, right? And
Yes.
and they want to put women in front, but they want like a lead. Why did they mess with Doctor Who? They shouldn't have they didn't have to. They could have brought Romana back, and that would have been a perfectly good Time Lord woman or Time Lady, whatever, and she would be just as good as the Doctor, right? This is so. It's obviously they're attacking men in Doctor Who. Otherwise, they would have went that way instead of this way, right? And that whole thing really bothers me, that they want to destroy Doctor Who because they want powerful women, and instead of creating someone new or a character new, they took what we all love and tried to wreck on it. And you can see they're trying to do that, and it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know, I've never seen you this.
Oh man, that last episode did it for me, mate. I tell you, it really did.
But it's great to see that you finally turned to the dark side.
Yeah, it's about time.
Look, Ian looks at it from a different point of view to us because he obviously works in the industry, and I'm not going to sit here and claim that I have more knowledge than him. I don't. He obviously works in it, so I do listen to what he says when he brings stuff up like that. And even though I don't agree with the badly directed comment that he brings up, I do understand where he's coming from because he does work in the industry. I just don't think she is great, but that's just for another day. You know what I mean? It's just these lads just don't give a crap at the BBC. But listen, I keep seeing some in the chat. If he does that, I'm done. Yeah, I agree. If he does it, done. But that doesn't mean that we're done with the campaign, right? That doesn't mean just give up. I still want you to keep doing, even if you don't watch Doctor Who anymore, keep it up, right? Because the reason why he came out and spoke is because we're getting somewhere, right? They know, look, the ratings are down the lowest they've been, right? 3.71 million, right? Yeah. They can't, look, if they get lower, then... if they get lower, I'm just going to be sitting here, right? I'm going to light up a big cigar and I'm just going to celebrate.
It needs to go down to 1 million. That's what it needs to go down, because 3 million is kind of decent on today's TV because of all the streaming wars and stuff like that. So what is it? Network TV is not really getting a lot of viewers. If you go back like 20 years, Morecambe and Wise Christmas special, that was 21 million watching that. Right. Do you know what I mean? You're never going to get those numbers again.
Hold on, though. I'm going to play devil's advocate here again, right? If that's the case, right? Well, then explain to me how Killing Eve gets record numbers of viewers. Call the Midwife.
But they're not.
Bodyguard.
Because they're good shows. No.
You said there a second ago it's got to do with the change of habits of TV. It's not got to do with the change of habits of TV. It's got to do with the fact that Doctor Who is poorly written. And if it was actually written properly, well then... that's what I'm trying to say. Then it would have the numbers. If Doctor Who,
I agree.
Properly, it'd be getting the same numbers as Killing Eve, Bodyguard, Call the Big One, and Pinky Blinders and shows like that. But it's not. It's not got to do with TV habits. So it's the same with the J-Bot. They use that. It's got to do with streaming. It's not. It's absolutely nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with that.
No, what I'm saying is that if it goes down to what will really kill it is if it goes down to 1 million. If it goes down to 1 million views, then it's dead in the water. But because almost every show that they have 3 million, whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's why they're keeping it on, I guess.
Hang on, we've got a bit of an echo. Has someone got YouTube on in the background there?
Not me.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It has, because we have an echo and it's very bad.
Is that you? Is it you, Noel?
No, YouTube on. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll refresh myself and see if it goes. Just see if it is me. So I'm going to disappear for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate that last episode of Doctor Who, man. I really do.
It is. But to pick up the point from what you're was saying that. But as well, no, I don't understand the mentality from the BBC as because it's a biggest IP, and that's what makes the most money. It's why the BBC don't want to make a profit anymore.
Right, hang on, guys. It's not me. It's very annoying.
Maybe it's me. I don't know. Let me check.
Is it you?
I'm testing it.
It's not me.
It's just that, like, it'll come across. Yeah, see, Collins just had to say, is it just me or does it sound like they're underwater?
How's that?
It's the BBC.
Yeah.
Trying to take us off.
Oh, well, we'll just persevere and see if it works its way. Oh, hold on, we've got another.
Oh, that's hot. Oh, hello. Somebody's gone. Hello?
No, hold on. He's at the adding another.
Yeah, it's him. It's definitely him. Hello. It's gone.
Well,
No, there he is. Talk
Yeah, it's
there.
gone.
Yeah, we're grand. It's gone. So it was the other. How do I Oh, there.
You look. I can't see. You look really mysterious. There you are. There you are.
Right there. Now we're back to normal. Sorry about that, guys. Dave obviously had to reboot his phone or open up another link, which happens. But we'll continue anyway. So who was who was actually in conversation there before?
There's me. Yeah, basically, you said what you said two streams ago about Doctor Who being the BBC's biggest IP, and it's so like that, and it's like that you don't want to make money off it anymore. I mean, it's almost kamikaze. Like, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, David. I mean, if they retcon Sunday, can you see a way back for Doctor Who?
I can.
You can't, or you can.
Is he speaking? We can't hear him.
Now we've no sound, David. We've no sound now, my friend. Hold on, I'll write my private message. Oh, damn.
He's probably saying something really important now.
I know, yeah. I know. And then when that happens.
Oh.
We'll give him a second because he's probably. Sure. I've just had to write into him no sound, so I don't know what's going on here, but these streams are acting a bit wonky all of a sudden, and you know what? Oh, the BBC, I guess.
Yeah, it's the BBC. We're being attacked.
It's because that's Chapman.
David, you've been see, he's not actually. His mic is actually on because it shows me that it's on. If you have earphones in, and that's the reason why the sound is gone.
He's back, you know. Is he back?
If you hadn't got the earphones in, no, hold on. Did I already say that? Put them back in if you had them in. If you didn't have them in, then take them out. Or just reboot the stream again. Just refresh the stream and we'll add you straight away. There we go. Right, hopefully. Sometimes when you reboot it, the sound comes on. And he was probably making a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And it always happens when someone's trying to make a good point. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't see another way back after Sunday. Gonna screw it up.
Mm. I mean, so I want to go back to the episode though, and I think Noel was right about Jodie. In this episode, she was terrible. She couldn't even carry a scene. It was ridiculous. I don't know what was going on there. She's been better, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mega Geeker. I said this to you during the interview, but I think she's absolutely shite, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm sorry, I know you think she's a good actress, but I think she's shit.
yeah, and you're entitled to your opinions, mate. You know, that's good.
Yeah, we might be entitled to our opinions, but do you remember the stream I did before this?
Yeah.
And, just today, and I was talking about Piers Wenger.
Yes.
And then I went on a little bit of a rant, as I always do, but like I had every right to. But anyway, so that stream, obviously, I put it up, and I went to check the stream just to make sure, because BBC lately, I've noticed if you use certain keywords like Doctor Who or Piers Wenger, Chris Chibnall, it limits your stream, right? So I went in to have a check, right, the live stream. They limited me stream because I was talking about Piers Wenger today. Right? And people are saying to me that I've sold out to the BBC. Are you joking? They won't even let me make money, you idiots.
Oh, he's back.
He's back, David. Hopefully we can hear you. Oh, we can. Yeah, we got him back and everything is fine. Right, David, make your point. What were you going to say?
Yeah, what I was going to say is I think what would have to happen if it happens the way we're thinking, it would probably have to be like a 10-year break, basically, kind of similar how like McCoy had that, hiatus in between the wilderness years, basically, and then bring it back with a different showrunner and not have any of the politics bullshit. And another thing that might have to happen is, and I would hate for this to happen, but if the new showrunner had to do it, bring in a new, or continue from McGann, basically, continue his adventures a little bit.
That'd be good.
Do you know what? Everybody on this panel at some time, different guests, have all said the same thing, that they would like to be Paul McGann. Now, the problem I have with that, and I seem to be the only one, right? So I put my hands up here to be shot, right? But I'll say this. I don't think you should be doing a Paul McGann spin-off or any other spin-off until the main show's foundations are actually sturdy. If you're going to expand this universe, well, then the main show has to be actually doing well for you to try get an audience for the other shows for starters. Now, I know John Barrowman is desperate to try get Torchwood back on the screen. That might happen sooner rather than later, to be honest with you. But Torchwood actually did well on its own, so we know when Torchwood comes back, if it's written properly, Torchwood will be fine. But you're talking about Paul McGann. This is a new series. Torchwood is an old one. This would be a new series. With the state of the show right now, you would be crazy to try and expand this universe. Or you can do, say, like a prequel, as you say, a prequel, a series, spin-off series with Paul McGann. Yeah, the main show has to be safe, and it's not right now. Look, financially it is. There's no denying that they have this locked up until 2023. But after that, then that's where BBC then have their little problem, right?
Yeah.
They'll have a fandom after 2023. I don't think so. You will just see the J-bots will continue and watch this. They're not going anywhere, or they'll pretend to watch 5 minutes of it, and then they'll just listen to what everybody else says about it, and then they'll just go on their rants without actually even watching it, which I think most of them actually do anyway. I say a lot of these people that are on Twitter and Facebook that complain to us fans and say that we're the fakes are the ones that are actually don't even watch the episode and just listen to everybody else. Because if you notice when they argue with you, they just bring up the main points that everybody argues, but they never go into detail because they don't watch them or they don't understand it. And it's simple. Like we're
you get all the
intelligent, we don't get what's going on, but yet they do.
Wrong.
All they just call you sexist, but again, don't actually say anything else apart from that.
Yeah. It's crazy because, as I said, any kind of criticism you give about this new doctor, they're doing that. They're calling you racist. They're calling you sexist. They're calling you this. They're calling you that. It's ridiculous, you know.
Oh yeah,
I honestly don't care what people call me now. I mean, I have someone now that's attacking me nonstop. I don't really care. I mean, I play with these people now. At the end of the day, right? People know to where channels what our stances are on all of those issues, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I was some sort of racist, misogynistic pig, as they call me, and all these other names that they call me, do you think I'd have people supporting this channel? No. They walk away because people are people don't like racist, sexist, bigots people.
No.
You know, maybe you don't realize that. You see a lot going around. It's happened in the Premier League, right? It happens in the Scottish League on a weekend basis, right? When a racist attack happens there or a racist incident happens, trust me, people, the ordinary people are outraged, and it doesn't matter whether you're a fan of football, you will see people come in and throw their 2 cents into the argument. This is an issue, unfortunately, that we still have in society. It's a wider issue. It's not, you know, they're blaming football. I know I'm going off topic a little bit here, but they're blaming football. It's not football, it's a wider issue. But people can see from our channels, right? There is no evidence whatsoever to suggest that we're any of those people. What we have always fought for is for the show to be the best that it can be, for the writing to actually be front and center. And if you want to address those issues, you do it within the narrative of the show. We have no problem with diversity in Doctor Who because, as we have stated on this channel many times, Doctor Who has had a rich history of diversity through behind the scenes and also through its show. So to say all of a sudden that Doctor Who seems to have some problem with being inclusive and with diversity is an absolute joke.
Yes.
You clearly haven't watched classic because I don't know how many different nationalities were represented through Classic Who, but I know there was plenty. So don't be giving me this. And even behind the scenes with directors and female producers, and even some of those were LGBTQ from the community, right? And you know, never gets the credit. Doctor Who never gets the credit. This is the rhetoric that Jews have thrown out there to say, and you throw out little segments of certain episodes to prove your point, and it actually falls down when you're given the whole facts. But you don't care about the facts. All you care about is our propaganda and our agenda. Again, I showed you the kind of tweets and the polls that these idiots put up. Doesn't Jodie Whittaker look beautiful in this scene? Nobody gives a crap whether she looks beautiful or not. All we give a crap is she good enough to play the bloody Doctor? And the answer is no. Right? So get your these words that you throw at us and all these isms, right? Shove them. Shove them. You haven't got an argument. And by the way, see the Peter Capaldi argument that you are using? It's gone. It's dead. It's a myth. It's gotten lower ratings than Peter Capaldi. So kiss that goodbye. Peter Capaldi, we love you. We've always loved you anyway. But you know what? I am glad now they cannot make that comparison. It falls on deaf ears. And he says, the most beautiful woman ever.
Yeah. But as I said, right, they could have easily satisfied both camps. They could have easily satisfied both camps by being fair, right? But it's obvious now, because the last 2 seasons that their gender was more important than story, fans, Doctor Who, everything was more important. And this is what they've done. They need to leave now. They need to go now.
Do you know what, Nikki? That's no, you're winding. I know it's a wind up, but what you call it? Jodie Whittaker, the most beautiful woman in the world. Tell you what, she's the most beautiful woman ever. Yeah. I would actually have to say the woman that plays Wonder Woman is actually pretty beautiful.
Oh, yes. Linda Carter.
I think Margot Robbie, who plays Harley Quinn, is absolutely beautiful. Even past actresses like Jamie Lee Curtis in our heyday, Sigourney Weaver, Michelle Pfeiffer, Brooke Shields, Cindy Crawford, they were all beautiful women. I'm not saying Jodie Whittaker isn't a beautiful woman, but the claim that she's the most beautiful woman ever, which those fans do, is actually funny. They haven't got a clue.
And also, what's wrong with having the Doctor handsome or beautiful? Why is this pulled back on sexy when it comes to women? I don't understand that.
Jodie's not a bad looking woman. I know I have to be honest. If she was in it, do you know what? I said this at the start, and Daniel was here from the start, so Daniel will remember me saying this. Daniel, do you remember me saying that if they had kept Jodie Whittaker and Peter Capaldi's costume, and I know that's controversial, but we said at the time, the costume that she was in with Peter Capaldi she definitely looks better in than she looks in her costume.
Yeah, and I mean I get it, but I feel the type.
Yeah.
That just shows you how long been with this channel. I've become part of the fun. I've become part of the furniture, for God's sake. That's how long I've been a part of this channel.
Daniel, you'll be blending in next, for God's sake. Jesus Christ, you won't just become part of the furniture. I'll probably have your avatar up in the corner. Jesus, I love it. I love it. But see, you're a younger fan, and people say that, that the Tardis Zone is this, that, and the other. I don't care what you say about the Tardis Zone. I bring on young fans, or bring on older fans. And I even bring on fans that are not as militant as myself. Now, people say, well, why don't you bring on a Jodie Whittaker fan? Well, I'll tell you why I won't bring on the Jodie Whittaker fan, because the conversation would last about 5 minutes. And it'll be a Jodie Whittaker fan calling us all out for the sex. They won't have a meaningful discussion on Doctor Who. They will just go on the attack and they'll say, but you say this about Jodie and you say that about Jodie, and that's what they'll focus on, right? Whereas I want to get down to the nitty gritty and understand and try to get inside of a brain of a J-bot and actually try and figure out why they like this rubbish. Now, that's my opinion. I don't think this writing is up to standard, but to some fans out there, this writing is absolutely fantastic. If these fans could actually come on here and have a meaningful discussion and actually tell me why they actually think this is great, we'd listen on the panel. Obviously we have questions to ask, but we'd listen, we'd be fair, and I wouldn't go down hard on anybody. At the end of the day, I will treat you the way I treat every other guest on this once you're respectful to me. But I have tried to reach out to a few of them, and they said they wouldn't come onto my channel because they don't want to give me a platform, whatever that means. Listen, I don't need just to give me a platform. You know what I mean? I'm giving you the opportunity to come on and actually give your side of the argument. And, I did last year reached out. I'm not reaching out again because it's a waste of time, because they just resort to insults. So, and then I would resort to just, hammering them and destroying. And I don't want to do that either, because then I'll look bad. And I don't want to look bad. I don't want to have to take one of them down a peg or two and actually break their little hearts and tell them that Jodie isn't everything that they think she is. Because that would play out.
They could have made her. They could have made her better, looking. They could have made her grow her hair longer. you know, and give her a better costume. You know, I'm not saying that she should have cleavage out and all that rubbish. I'm just saying that they could have made her look more feminine. And I don't understand what's wrong with that. I mean, they put David Tennant in a suit, a really cool brown suit, and then sometimes it was blue. And he's a handsome fella, right?
Yeah.
And all the girls were swooning over him. Why
know.
can't they do that with the female Doctor? What is wrong with doing that now? With sexist? No. Do you know what I mean? The Doctor is a leader. It's meant to be, you know, time and space. Meant to be the hero or the heroine. Why are we treating her like a little boy? I don't understand.
I have noticed that actually that does seem to be a trend of all these female-led movies. I seem to see that most of the actresses have actually short haircuts and they dress kind of masculine instead of feminine. And this is another thing that we've observed. And look at, you are trying so hard to dismiss men, but yet you are trying so hard to act like men. So I don't get. See, we're confused. See, this is why we're confused. Just if you're going to do female-led movies, right? See Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels would have worked if Elizabeth Banks hadn't come out a couple of weeks before the movie was actually due to release, and come out with saying, well, if men don't go and see this movie, then they don't support female superheroes, right? Because she knew a tank, because she knew the rhetoric, because the interviews, we've seen the kind of crap that was coming out with the girl power. We've no problem with girl power, but you don't need to throw it in their faces. You could do it subtly. Women can be inspired by female-led superheroes, just like men can be inspired by women. Look, for me, one of my favorite female heroines of all time is Ellen Ripley, right? Out of the Alien franchise. Will always be Sarah Connor, Terminator franchise, right? Until they ruined her character just in Dark Fate. But we'll forget about that movie. I've blocked that movie out. But Sarah, right? Okay. I grew up watching female-led superhero movies in my house, or alien movies, or horror movies with women. Now, Jamie Lee Curtis, she was the face of horror genre at one stage. She was. She did The Fog. She did other movies as well. She's absolutely, you know what I mean? She was beautiful, but she kicked ass as well. You don't look at women have flaws just like men. And the problem with these movies are you just don't want these women to have any flaws whatsoever, because they can't show any weakness, because you have to be better than men, as the Doomcock would say, the best ever. Right? Have to be the best. Bullshit. You write these characters with their flaws and all, or you don't write them at all.
I mean, look at the example of Charlie's Angels. It was made in the 70s, right? And basically it was eye candy for the men in the 70s. And then you look at the 80s or the 90s one, was Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore. They knew what Charlie's Angels was all about. So they ramped up the sexiness and they ramped up the kicking ass stuff, right? It was they were stupid movies, but you wouldn't seem to like it because they made 3, right? Yeah, and you know, they didn't run away from them being sexy and gorgeous. And then you get this new one. One girl looks like a boy, the other 2 are not sexy at all. How's that supposed to work? Makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're going to show us how strong the female character is, you know, without actually being feminine, because we can't show these women as feminine. They have to be masculine, even though we hate men. It makes no sense. They're idiots. Just make the bloody movies the way they're supposed to be made, and we will go and watch them. Simple as that. And Elizabeth Banks, my advice to you is, if you ever do make another movie, which I know you are, when you do make that movie, less on the male hate rhetoric, and actually make the movie the way it's supposed to be made. Because what is it you're supposed to be making? Was it The Invisible Man, was it? No, that's already out, actually.
That's already out, yeah.
It is.
She's making that.
Is it Invisible Man? Well, apparently it's after getting a great reaction. So if you have actually listened, fair play to you. And if this movie is as good as people actually think, then fair play to you. Yeah. Right? I'll give it to you. You listened. But if you didn't, and this movie turns out to be like the other pile of crap that you made, well, then you're going to have another flop in your hands, because at the end of the day, as I said, and I have seen clips of this Invisible Man. So it's an Invisible Man terrorizing a woman, but that is the original story, isn't it? He freaks out on a woman. So I have no problem with that. It's just how it's presented now. If you present it in the way it's supposed to be presented, then I have no problem with this movie. But if you start with your anti-male rhetoric all the way through the movie, well, then you've lost the audience already, right?
Is
Because
it?
whether you like it or not, I think Elizabeth Banks and Hollywood don't understand. Most of your fans are male. I'm sorry, you might disagree with that, but most of the fans in these fandoms are male, right?
Is everybody feeling the way I feel about the next episode? Because I don't want them to change canon, and I'm extremely
Yeah,
nervous, and it's making me feel horrible. Is everybody feeling that way?
Well,
Yeah, I'm the same as you.
come here. I'm so stressed that I've had this creak in my neck for the last since Sunday's episode. So
Yeah.
that's how stressed I am. And I'm not messing. I'm actually in pain right here now. I'm actually going to take a painkiller now in a second because I can't actually tolerate it anymore. But I've been haven't been sleeping well either. But it's because of being doing other stuff as well behind the scenes, trying to.
Yeah.
Can we give this guy a chance to talk? Because he hasn't said anything yet, or is his mic still not working?
No, David's working. Yeah, I think David's mic is working. Is it?
Yeah, it's working.
All right, David. Yeah.
Go on, you got
David,
the floor, mate. You got the floor.
Thanks.
Go for it.
you add your 2 cents. Yeah, you might as well add your. I mean, as Ian says, he's kind of nervous. Daniel has said the same. I think a lot of fans are. I mean, how are you feeling about the upcoming episode?
I've been losing sleep over it and just nervous about the whole thing, and just obviously there's no point in saying, oh, I wish he never became showrunner because we're stuck with him, but it sucks.
Yeah, it really does. Like when I was watching today's well, it wasn't today's episode. I was watching, obviously somebody recorded for me. I was just feeling sick all the way through it. I was thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, and that's not what you want when you watch a TV show, especially something long running as this. You think they'd get it right, but this whole agenda shit, it's destroying everything I love. Star Wars, Star Trek. It really is. Oh my God, I just can't stand it anymore.
And everyone makes, season. I was rewatching Paradise Towers, and everyone, makes. That's considered like the worst season of Classic Who, but I actually, compared to what we have now, I actually enjoyed it.
See, this is the thing. It's even making that look great.
Yeah.
No, that's the point. It's even making that look great. And Matthew Pounder it actually has summed up how fans are feeling right now on this side of the fandom. Yeah.
It's also. I don't understand, right? So, when Chris Eccleston was the Doctor and we saw the end of the Earth, that was like the second episode. So, how does that work? So, Jodie's saying this is the end of the Earth. There's only 6 humans or 7 humans left. Right. So, I don't understand. Is this a different timeline or something?
No, but didn't Matt Smith reboot the universe in the Pandora?
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah. And then there was another timeline as well, if I remember. So the one that
timey-wimey.
the one that River created because she didn't kill the Doctor.
Yeah.
But the universe I think was rebuilt. I don't know. I don't even know if that was explained. I think that is it. Marty says I literally feel sick. But that's what seriously. I don't know what it is. I haven't, and I've never felt like I've never had to feel like this about Doctor Who. I know Series 11 was bad, but I could still sleep. Like I was angry and stuff, but I could still sleep. It wasn't interrupting me sleep pattern.
Yeah.
This is interrupting me bloody sleep pattern.
Yeah.
It is a real shame. As I said, I should feel excitement. I should be at the edge of my seat. But now I'm just dreading that they're going to change canon and everything that we've loved in the past is going to be redone. And just seriously, I can't take it anymore, mate. If they do this in the next episode, I'm gone. And I'm gone, man. I'm not coming back.
And the sad thing is, if it does happen, I'd probably need even a break from a couple weeks just from watching even Classic Who DVDs.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and the wife Cheryl have actually started watching Believe It or Not because it's all on Netflix as well. Now we've got the box sets, but just because it was on Netflix, I actually wanted to take the DVDs out and actually watch them. But she said, "Look, it's handy; it's on Netflix." Yeah. But we started off with Christopher Eccleston, so we just finished World War. No, I think we just finished London, and we're going into the second episode. And even back to, oh man, I was sitting there with a smile on my face. And even back,
Yeah, I bet the
you know
same.
what I'm finding though, and it's actually wrecking me head now, right? And it actually does do me head in. I'm watching it though, right? And I'm like to Cheryl, and we're watching it, and then something will happen, right? The speech, right, that he does to Rose, right? He says, I can feel the earth spin, all that, and then he lets her hand go, right? And I look at Cheryl and I go, Cheryl, she goes, what? I says, name me a time where Jodie Whittaker made a speech that felt this good, and actually you believed it. And she
Because
goes, but this is what I'm doing, and she keeps telling me to shut up because something good will happen. But oh yeah, now do you see the way Jodie does it now, Charlotte? It doesn't, isn't it not right? Isn't it? We're right, aren't we? I'm trying to I'm going back and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, yeah, we're right in what we're saying. We're not actually wrong here, because it was Cheryl. This was a great idea by Cheryl, because it's made me realise, right? And I'm only halfway through Eccleston, right? It's made me realise that what we got back then is far superior, and what we're getting right now is absolute rubbish. He is scraping the barrel, Chibnall is. I'm sorry.
But you know that's true. I mean, Doctor Who's a mysterious character. That's why it's called fucking Doctor Who, right?
Yeah, exactly.
From Chris Eccleston to Matt Smith to even Peter. But there's nothing mysterious about Jodie at all. At all. She doesn't even deal with human emotions. And she's been a doctor.
Do you know what baffles me, David? Through time, I'll actually travel through time. I'll actually put this to you but do you all remember when we had that episode the name of the doctor?
Hey,
Yeah.
Dave. I'm doing a stream.
Right. Do you remember
Yes.
what was going to happen in that episode? There was a big huge backlash because everybody thought that Stephen Moffat was actually going to name the doctor, give us the doctor's name, and the fandom went into meltdown, right? And now you look at the fandom, right? Airside obviously into meltdown, but you've even seen fans that wouldn't have normally went near canon, all of a sudden are coming out at canon, this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
What's changed? Because I mean, this is, if he does this is going to change the show's history, right? There's no coming back from it. So, I mean, what's changed from the fandom? I mean, is it things J-Bot have infiltrated so much that they've convinced a lot of fans that this is good? What do you think, David?
Yeah, what's up? No, sorry.
Oh, all right.
I was talking to my girlfriend here. Sorry.
Right. I was just asking. Do you remember the time when the name of the doctor, that episode came out, before it came out, and everybody was speculating, is Moffat going to give the doctor's name away, and the fandom went into meltdown. And now you see the fandom now, and most of them don't seem to have a problem, or some of them don't seem to have a problem with Chibnall destroying canon. And I was going to ask you, what do you think has changed in the fandom since that time to now?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me think. Well, back then, everything was going pretty good, because they had the doctor, and the quality was a lot better back then, and there was no fears of the canon being destroyed at that point with the first doctor and everything.
Well, yeah, you've got a point, because he was only going to put still. He was. What do you think, Daniel? I mean, what do you think?
Because even at that time as well, I was apprehensive that Moffat was going to reveal it, and I was so relieved that he never revealed it, and I wish I could recreate the role on my face that night, but unfortunately I can't. Now I'm getting similar sort of worries, but it's been intensified up to the 100 scale because I can see Chapman destroying the entire history of the show here on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday is gonna be. Yeah. I just don't even know how. 'Cause normally, I have a little ritual that I have before an episode comes on, and even that is making me. I'm dreading that because it means I'm getting closer to this episode. If he does it, it's game over for the show. Unfortunately for me, I can't say I'm done because I'm going to have to continue because obviously I'm going to be getting the information coming through for Series 13. So we're going to be very heavily involved in that. And then I'm going to have to end up reviewing it because, people will want to hear, even if they don't watch, people will want to hear what's going on. And they're not going to hear what's going on from Twitter or Facebook because they will tell you everything is rosy in the garden. So unfortunately, YouTubers like me, Gary Ballstrick, Doomcock, all those others out there that do great work, you'll have to watch this monstrosity.
Yeah.
And this is what kills me. I'm actually watching our show, sorry. I'm actually watching our show die a slow and horrible death. No, it's not anymore, though.
I mean, when I used to watch Doctor Who, I have a love-hate relationship with Doctor Who, right? Ever since I started with Pete, with John Pertwee. Ever since I started with John Pertwee.
You think, actually, because Dave has never been here, you think that the writing needs to grow. That's the main phrase you use on this channel. And, I have to say, a lot of people do agree with you. You actually say that the writing needs to grow up. Do you want to give a few examples there? What you mean?
Well,
about the writing?
I mean, the best example I can give you is when Matt Smith turned to Peter, right? And then there's a scene in it where Peter's goes to Clara, why have you got so much makeup on? And how comes you're a lot taller and stuff? And it's stupid because the Doctor's been on the planet for how long? He's mixed with humans for how long? How can he forget that women wear heels? Or this doesn't make any sense. That's just one example out of millions of examples why Doctor Who's writing needs to grow up. Even when Moffat was writing and the others are writing, there was stuff that they wrote in there. I'm like, what? A bin that eats someone? What the hell's that all about? That's 70s shit. We were in the 80s now. Why is a bin still eating someone?
Watched that scene 2 nights ago, the one with Mickey. He gets
I
actually have to say, it hasn't aged as bad as I thought.
I think it's terrible when I was watching it.
Here's the thing. Did you not notice, though? Did you not notice? Because I noticed, see, again, it's great to watch this because I noticed something, right?
Yeah.
Right. The bin, right? Firstly, we talk about Mickey's car. It was yellow like Bessie, right?
Yeah.
Now, what made me think that this was actually a homage to
I understand.
It wasn't because of the Nestine consciousness, right? That was the obvious one. But you know what the obvious one was? Watch the bin, watch that scene again, and look at the number on the bin. It clearly says the number 3. And who was the third Doctor?
Yeah,
John Pertwee.
Yeah, but
Mickey's yellow beetle. It was a homage to him. And these are the type of things now that I'm finding now, even after all these years, little snippets that I missed, and it's brilliant. And then I'm gonna.
But still, though, it's Doctor Who, and as I said, that stuff happened in the 70s. Shouldn't be happening in the 80s or the 90s or even now. You look at the writing on The Expanse. You look at the writing on Battlestar Galactica. You look at the writing on any sci-fi film that's out or TV shows that's out now. They all have logic to them. Well, maybe not today because of woke. But they all have logic to them, and this is what Doctor Who should be striving for,
Well, what? A few scenes come to mind too that have a lot better writing too in the classic Who, like Adric's death, obviously. That was well written.
Yeah,
and then And then, even though I wasn't the biggest, hugest Tegan fan, Resurrection of the Daleks or end scene.
Yeah. Noel, do you know that they are showing all the old episodes of Doctor Who on Amazon, and they got some interviews that are just amazing, with Elizabeth and with Tom, really old stuff that you can't get anywhere. Do you know that, Noel?
No, man.
Check it out. Type in Doctor Who in Amazon, and all this stuff will come up. All of it. And you're like,
we'll have to check, because I think Cheryl actually has Amazon.
yeah, they've hit it really well. They've hit it. So just type it in, because I think you can only do it on the TV or on a desktop. If you do it on your phone, or you won't be able to find it. But I unearthed some really great stuff on there, stuff you've never seen anywhere. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, just to let Marty know in the chat, I've actually put screenshot those rumors, and I've actually put them up on a video up on the channel. So there was Reddit leaks. As you know, there's a whole comment section as well. I just put the whole main tweet, or the thread of what the person was saying, and basically the rundown, if I remember correctly, it was something got to do with Brendan. Brendan is what was it? I just watched the video. I forget. Anyway, I don't really give a crap of, you know what, I came up with my own theory as well. I'm just, you know what, I think fans are just coming up with their own theories just to keep their mind preoccupied, to try and make sense of what Chris Chibnall has done, or to try and see if there's a way. See, the reason why I did mine, right? The reason why I did my theory was I wanted to do it and show that there is a way of not fecking up the canon.
Yeah.
And my way, as I said, even though it's not explained fully properly, but people know where I'm going with it, and do you understand where I'm going with it? They say my way guarantees that canon stays in place. And it does. It guarantees that canon stays in place. But then people were saying in the comments, but no, this is a great idea, but do you think Chris Chibnall really has the brain for it? And then I came back down to earth. And that's the problem.
He is a hack.
And welcome, Matrix Lord 212. If you would like to pop on for a few minutes, you're obviously free. If you want me to send you a link there, buddy, let me know, and I'll pop you in there, and we'll have your 2 cents. I was actually on a live stream on one of Matrix Lord's streams at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? And you know what? Have to say, I've never seen this man so animated in all my bleeding life, man.
I've got to go now. I've got to go.
Right, no problem, Ian. No problem at all. Listen, we will throw your channel up there.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. And listen, again, congratulations on Rebecca Gold.
Cheers, mate.
Award mini-series. And go and check out Daniel's interview as well with him. And I know Daniel wants to say something to you real quick before we leave.
And congratulations again.
Thank you.
It's the best series that I've seen in a long time. It is fantastic.
Cheers, mate.
So everybody head on over to the Rebecca Gold channel and watch that series, because it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
By the way, I did see your tweet on the whole Doctor Who thing. Don't say that on this channel yet. I will bring you on, and you can discuss it. Obviously, your idea with this fandom, and see what kind of traction we get on it. Because I think it sounds intriguing. It sounds like a good idea. We'll see what the fans. Do you know what? I think the fans could really get behind this. So
open.
We leave it at that. We don't want to give too much away. But listen, thank you for coming on, and again, congratulations. Well deserved, mate.
Thank you. Listen,
we hope to see Rebecca Gold back again.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good evening or night, wherever you guys are. Okay, take it easy. Bye-bye. Ta-da.
Bye. And that link is sent to you by email, Matrix Lord. And we've got Daniel and David. We'll give David a bit of a chance to talk there for a few minutes. David, is there anything else you would like to add about the series in general, or this episode that's upcoming, or
Just I'm nervous about it, and just the whole, it's. I just feel like the whole series of 12 has been more disappointing than even 11.
yeah, see,
Yeah, I'm a bit get even.
yeah, see, I think it was mortally wounded in Series 11 because he gave us something totally different. I think he tried to course correct with this series, but unfortunately, it's actually backfired because it hasn't been great. And if you actually look at it, and I forgot to ask Ian before he left, the editing on this show, in fairness, has been ridiculous as well. I mean, it looks like Bradley Walsh might have fluffed one of his lines, and it just, even that Captain Jack cameo seemed a bit forced, and the climate change message seemed a bit forced. What people are saying, it looks great cinematically. I agree, but I mean, the special effects, even in this, considering we're in 2020, are not great. Some parts they are. I'll put my hand up and say yes, but those cyber drones, for example, in that latest episode, what do you think of cyber drone heads? Like, I thought the CGI was crap on them.
My thought they were absolutely cringy.
Go ahead, David. I'm just going to get Matrix Lord on. Used to just. I'll let me see. Tell you as what.
I just think, David.
Have we got awkward silence? Do you want me to?
Okay, what's up? So yeah, if you could put up my channel, so maybe on the subscription or something, that'd be awesome.
No, do that. Don't worry, y'all. Don't worry about that. We do that anytime we have someone on the panel, and if they have a YouTube channel, we do put it up on the live chat. So if one of the moderators could actually do that for us, put David's channel. Matrix Lord, I've sent you a second email now, just in case you didn't get the first one. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes to come through, but I have sent them. We're gonna be finishing up pretty soon. Anyway, there he is. Right. We'll try our channel up there. It's what's it? David travels through time and what's it?
Yeah, David travels through time. That's
David
the one.
travels through time, lads. If you could, there it is. Chris has just put it up there, and I'll put it on the screen. Actually. Right.
Thanks, Chris.
Right, here we go. Hold on, that just bounced. Wrong comment. Right, we got our very own another YouTuber. He's great. I have to say, I've seen a different side to him when we did their camp. I've never heard him animated, but here's Matrix 212.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello, Matrix.
Hey, David.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Daniel.
Got a
haircut.
Right, the echo is back. The echo is back, guys. The echo is back.
Okay, hold on. It's not me, is it?
I don't
might
know.
be me.
It could be you again, David. Yeah.
Probably me.
You want me to? It's you, David? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, everybody.
Hello.
Everybody's saying we're underwater again. David, you might have to refresh it again like you did the last time, pal.
Okay. No worries.
We'll bring it back in. Don't worry. Right, Matrix Lord. You've probably been listening anyway. A lot of the fans are kind of dreading Sunday's episode. How are you actually feel? I know people probably think this is stupid to ask because it's a TV show, but for some of us, that have been following this a long time, like yourself, there's a bit more emotional investment in it. How are you actually feeling right now? Because a lot of fans are stressed and dreading this upcoming episode.
I've had a bad week because my friend passed away, and I had to go to the wake and everything. And this is around when Doctor Who was on, so. It hasn't been a good week for me, but as far as Doctor Who goes, You know, I'm gonna start charging Chris Chibnall to dye my hair because the grays are just incredible, thanks to Doctor Who. I'm gonna say that it's very traumatic what Chris Chibnall is doing. I'm very, very worried on a daily basis because I don't know how people can't see what we can see.
Right.
And it's basically utopia.
Yeah.
With his own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to the boundary or the barrier just like they're trying to go to utopia. You know, they're becoming Togglefane or they're becoming Cybermen. Like the whole thing is like a hack job.
Yeah.
And this episode coming up is like Last of the Time Lords.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah. So we got an echo again, right?
Me again, probably. I better just. I might just have to leave, guys. I got an echo. Sorry.
I'll talk to you later, David.
Listen,
Yeah,
David,
Good to see you again, man.
What we do is we pick it again with our game. Listen, thanks for stopping on. Sorry about that.
Of course, yeah, definitely. Love to.
No problem. I'll see you there anyway.
All right, take care. Peace.
Take
Later,
care.
bro.
And don't forget to actually subscribe to his channel because he actually does do Doctor Who videos. So if you haven't checked out his channel, give him a bit of a subscriber boost there as well. And Matrix Lord's channel is also in the live chat. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel and also Daniel and every other guest that we've had on. But getting back to this, Roy, I want to ask you about Piers Wenger anyway, because you did a video and you said, you know, you are right about the show being secure. We all knew that anyway. 2023 it was commissioned for. You've made that very clear all the way through anyway. But it might be financially secure, right? But for him to come out with these comments about it being editorially healthy. Now, as a writer yourself, and you've written books yourself, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell me as a writer, right? Looking at that's editorially
It's definitely not. It's like panic mode, chaos, wrecked. It's like he's taking all these Doctor Who episodes and saying, how could I twist it around a little bit and make it unrecognizable? But we could see, I mean, basically this episode coming up on Sunday is the last of the Time Lords. So you know, you're just calling it the Timeless Children. So it's like almost seeing David Tennant and John Sim battle, and then John Sim gets shot by his wife, Lucy Saxon. So like we're seeing the same thing again. And what everybody of my group is worried about is that
history.
If we see David Bradley show up, it's over.
Yeah,
because
a lot of people have made similar observations the last time the show was cancelled. Now I know you think the show, which is rightly so, he's come out and said it is financially secure till 2023. So they will drag this on, right? We all know that, right? But I mean, where's the break going to be for him? Because I mean, how much more the audience does he have to lose? Right? Okay, this can go on for till 2023, but then after that, then they're gonna have a big problem. Is he? I think what I'm trying to ask you is, do you think he's trying to kill Doctor Who now? I know people have said this in the past, but do you think he is trying to kill Doctor Who? And do you think this is the late 80s all over again? Because some people have made comparisons and actually think it's history repeating itself.
I mean, it would appear to me that I could be wrong, that he is trying to destroy the crap out of it. You and I are going to be very unhappy till 2023, obviously, because it's very apparent that the BBC doesn't give a crap about what anybody's opinions are. So they're gonna do this crap till 2023, and it's gonna be like a hot mess where it's gonna keep going down and down and down, and then the next season's gonna be a ridiculous Hail Mary pass to try to save. You know, because again, even if the show's going to be going down, down, down to a point where, You know it's going to be made till 2023, but what is it going to look like by 2023? It's
Yeah.
going to be like the ratings in the toilet, and then they'll
Yeah.
they'll say, "Oh, it needs a break." That's what it is, and they'll say we gave it a couple of years, like we said in the article, and now it's time for a break. No, it's just basically Chris Chibnall's contract is done, and they're probably afraid to break it because there's probably financial penalties attached to it, along with the deal with HBO Max in China. So they probably are just trying to keep the contract till it's done. But
what if David Bradley doesn't come back and they actually use a CGI rendering of actually William Hartnell instead?
well, I mean, I even said, like, all right, let's just say we see Ruth become the first Doctor, right? It technically, to me, I'm going to be fighting about this because it doesn't mean anything. Because they said that the Doctor at some point in time can revisit old faces. So how the hell do you know that that's the, like, she regenerates into?
You're right. You're right.
I mean, he becomes a curator again. Like, I mean, we don't know this. We don't know. Like, and just like, why are you confusing everyone? I mean, it's like.
But he's backed himself into a corner, I think, because no matter what he does now Sunday, right? It's there's going to be something in it that's going to annoy either side anyway, right? We know that.
Yeah, he's gonna erase they're gonna erase the Doctor's memory of Ryan, Yaz, and Graham.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen is not only is her memory probably gonna be wiped, and the Master might honor the promise and save the companions. But what's going to happen is they're going to dump the companions back on Earth. She's going to have no memory of them. She's probably going to be a different suit, a different personality, a different this. She's just going to think that she crash landed, whatever. And they're going to call her in 5 minutes when the Daleks attack. And she's not going to know who they are. And they're going to have her in a special. And she's not going to know who they are. And then she's going to have to do a mind meld with Yaz to see that her memories of with them and then her memories are going to be restored. Because there's no way that you can continue, like if she has a mind wipe and they're scheduled to appear in the special, how the hell are they going to interact with each other? So it's going to be a thing where it's going to be a quick fix where, just like the Doctor lost his memory of Clara, she's going to get it back of the companions in one episode after.
Yeah.
It's going to be silly. I mean, if that's what happens, because it looks like the Master wants to wipe her memory. Now, is he going to wipe her memory of the companions? Or is he going to wipe her memory altogether as being the Doctor? Because if that happens, she could become the Valyard because she doesn't have any of the goodness and everything. And this could be the thing about bringing about. We also heard rumors that Jodie Whittaker is going to play 2 parts in the finale.
Yeah, that's right. That's a rumor that hasn't actually.
We not yet, but just like I knew the Master was going to be in the 9th and 10th part. So she may be playing.
But I wanted to ask you. It was connected to that. Wanted to ask you the leaks. You've obviously seen the leaks and the photographs. Do you think that the woman that appeared in Fugitive of the Jadoon is actually the Valyard? Have you seen that photograph where it looks like?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she's the Valyard. I think she's. I don't know what to believe because I have a feeling we're going to be disappointed, whatever we see. Even if they say it's all a dream, it's going to be a big disappointment.
Well, hold on. If she is the Valyard, though, again, that's another male character that they feminized.
But don't forget, though, they could have it that she never left that dimension. That all this stuff was in her head. That she teamed with, those women and saved the companions. She could still technically be in that thing.
By the way, I wanted to ask you about Sasha's article because it is quite worrying when he actually comes out. Yeah. I hope the fandom basically don't hate me after Sunday's episode.
Yeah, because he wipes her memory. That's what it is. That's just probably why he's nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, all I know is that I am worried, like best to the point.
Scenario. What is it, Matrix Lord?
There's no best case scenario.
There isn't. There is. No. I'm trying to find.
There isn't.
No best case scenario.
All right. Here's the thing. Even if they don't screw with canon and they don't say anything about Ruth and they don't say that, that Ruth is the first Doctor,
Right.
we're still not going to be happy. Something's going to happen that's going to get us feeling all uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whenever they have something about erasing memory, that makes me uncomfortable.
No, no. Do you know, I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you too.
Look, it's like the lesser of evils, you know. Do you want Ruth to be the first Doctor, or do you want the Doctor to have no memory of being the Doctor? I mean, like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, if the Doctor has no memory of being the Doctor, what the hell is she going to be?
What if
Balyard?
But hold on, what if, and I'm just saying, what if, right? And I'm just throwing this out there. I threw it out earlier, and I want to hear your opinion on it. What if it turned out that Ruth's Joe that's playing
Joe Martin.
Doctor, what if it turns out that she actually ends up being the 13th Doctor and continues?
14th?
No, 13th Doctor and takes over from Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor.
That's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because Jodie's got a whole damn series to do. So, dude, I don't have the answers. I mean, this is one of the situations where I have no idea what he's gonna do.
Doctor story for serious 13th though, because remember, we're only getting little snippets now, but obviously after the show airs, me and you will be on overdrive like the other channel.
Yeah, but you're skipping the special because whatever happens Sunday is probably going to be undone on the special. Because she has to be the Doctor to deal with the Daleks. They're killing everybody on Earth. So she's got to be fixed in the special, and then Series 13 is the same shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever way she gets messed up in the finale, she's got to be fixed for the special.
And by the way, this Doctor has already killed 45% of the remaining human race as well. This is what pissed Joe off the last time. The only reason why I want to bring it up because I know he's going to go on a rant here. By the way, you hated that scene, didn't you? She literally walked in there, said
I'm like, what?
Basically, I got 45% of them killed.
It's like you go in there and you're like, you got all these stupid ass devices. Like, you don't plan ahead for that? Like, and cyberheads, really? Like,
it's the
God. I was like, and what part did you say, oh, I made a mistake? Yeah, I think you did. You parked the Tardis like a million miles away.
I remember people tweeting at the time while I was watching the episode, and remember when Ryan got stranded? A lot of people were hoping Ryan would die, and I was like,
God.
Oh, like I know Ryan but no, I don't want Ryan to go out like that. No, I
was expecting the Brigadier Cyberman to just show up and blast that guy. That's the leader, and just whatever. Because where is he?
I actually thought that cyberhead that was floating in space originally was Handles. But
I mean, you know what happened though, right? Didn't you remember they said that the special effects team quit? Remember they said that it was the episode with what was their last episode? It was the one before the last, right? Can You Hear Me was their last episode, right?
Yeah, that was the last one.
So they said they quit. So obviously they didn't have the team that did. So they had shitty cyberheads.
Yeah.
So they must have gotten like somebody new for half the episode.
Yeah, because that head didn't fit in with the rest of them.
No.
It looked like that was a Handle Cyberman. That was a Cyberman.
They took Doctor Who. Wasn't it Doctor Who Christmas lights with the Cyberman heads?
Yeah, that was the one where he was on Trenzalore.
No. I'm saying like an item. Wasn't there a Christmas lights like item for sale that would be Cyberman heads instead of like Christmas lights? Wasn't there like something like that? I mean, it looked fake. I'm sorry.
I've never seen that, but maybe they probably dangled them in front of the screen for fuck's sake.
Yeah, probably.
There's your darling.
Well, look at the special effects with the 5 Doctors when the friggin' thing is in the air and then it zaps, it turns a triangle and it takes the Doctor away. Remember that? I mean, look, I just think I really didn't enjoy the episode.
Ben says Praxius was that last one, Matrix Lord. He's saying Praxius.
Well, then I want to know who did this one, because obviously half the special effects are crap. I mean, the ship that they took off in. The only thing that was good was the Cyberman ship in space and the spy and the thing they were in. But like the Cyberheads were garbage, like special effects. It was a lot of the stuff was garbage.
Oh,
You
by
know?
the way, what we forgot to mention in their reviews, but people were saying, I hope you get rid of that stupid noise with the Cybermen. We can confirm they did not get rid of the stupid noise. They still go,
Oh,
right?
They're
So,
not doing that. They're
yeah,
not.
can't stand it. I really can't. It was the one thing that annoyed me about the Cybermen. I don't really mind them as much as most people. Most people don't like that version of the Cybermen. I don't mind them. They're not my favorite design, but like
I'm hoping we get a civil war at the end of this, where there's two Cybermen things faction battling each other.
You know what? My ideal ending to this episode is just Jodie Whittaker regenerating at the end of the cliffhanger, and that'll just put the Jodie bots on sweat. I know he will rectify it in the special, but just let them sweat. This side sweat, the other side sweat for a while. And you know what? I agree with you, Matrix Lord. You made the point. You don't know how people can't see what we see. And there's a lot of we won't call anybody out, right? But we'll just say there's other YouTubers out there that defend this era. I have to say right now, is our arguments are looking very, very weak now. There's not look at this whole thing with ratings. I'm sorry, and this TV habits thing. Someone brought up a great point on this panel, and I brought it up again tonight. TV habits, right, you say, have changed, right, fair enough. But then explain to me how Killing Eve, Peaky Blinders, The Bodyguard, and Call the Midwife have no problem getting 10, 11, 12 million viewers. Tell you why.
People are not happy.
But the writing is great. That's why. But the
writing is crap in Doctor Who right now.
That's what the problem is. And that's what's been the problem since the end of the Moffat's era. There was no need to do all this. All you needed to do was get in a great writer. But you thought by doing all this, somehow you were going to elevate the show to a different level. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked. You have been saying this is Series 11. I tried to be a bit less militant this time around. Spyfall, actually, I have to say, the Spyfall Part 1 review is probably the review where I have been the kindest, I have to be honest. Because it was actually okay. It wasn't great.
Right.
But it was okay. It wasn't the worst episode. I had something about it. But then the second episode completely ruins it. And this is actually
we agree 100% on that one.
This is the trend of Chris Chibnall's era, right? And this everybody will agree with me. Either the first 15 minutes are good, or the last 15 minutes are good, and the rest is just filler.
It's a mess.
He's ripping, and Matrix Lord is right. You can see it. He's ripping this, that, and the other off. And those YouTubers that say, no, he's not, and all this, and defend this, he are clearly...
You know what it is? They genuinely forget Utopia. They forget Sound of the Drums. They forget Last of the Time Lords. It's like, either that or they've never watched it. It's like, they cannot see it. It's like they got a perception filter, or they refuse to see it. And the thing is, like, you point it out, and then they'll have a pause for a second, but then they'll dismiss it. It's like you are directly copying from another finale, like directly. I mean, you're taking a jumble bits of other finales and different episodes, and you're throwing it in a pot. When he does something completely different on his own, I will be happy, and I'll be like, wow. Even if it wasn't great, I'll be like, you know what? Good for him, man. You tried something different, right? But we could point out everything he's doing in all these episodes, and it's terrible. They even put out some video today about, they threw all stuff in about regeneration, but you can plainly see he's been taking stuff for these episodes.
Yeah.
Like, so don't take stuff from other episodes.
But how come the other guys are angry about this, though? Is it because they are friends with him and there's a bit of, as they say, writer's loyalty there? Because because say, for example, one of your books, right? And I picked it up and I read one of your books, right? And I said, right, I can improve on that, but I'm going to put my own spin on it. And you can see it's a direct rip-off of your book, right? Would you not be pissed off?
I would flip out and I'd probably sue. Right. It'd be like a whole thing. But
why the fuck are they not doing that then?
because the reason why they're not doing it is because Moffat and Gatiss are getting deals, like he got deals from Chibnall for Dracula, and Russell T Davies is probably getting stuff too, and they're working for the BBC, so they can't say shit. So they're all like, oh, he's great, even though he's not, and they're just buttering him up because, you know, they're not going to go against their company, you know? If you're working for a company and you can't stand your company when you're working, you don't say when you're working, oh, I can't stand this company, you'll be fired. So you just deal with it, right? So they're not going to say anything. The only time they'll ever say anything is if, let's say, they move to the States. They don't even live in the same country anymore. Just like Christopher Eccleston. When Christopher Eccleston was sticking out, saying stuff about it, they were flipping on him, right? So he had to flee the country, right? So the only time they'll ever say the truth is if they left the country. They're not going to say anything about Chris Chibnall right now. Nobody is. And if anybody does, they'll probably be blackballed. Even YouTubers. If YouTubers go against the show, and they won't get their interviews, they won't get their whatever. I mean, I don't care because the thing is, I want the show. If they keep screwing it up, it's going to be a mess. It's never going to come back. I'm not interested in the interview. I'm not interested in the fame of because I don't lick nobody's you know what like Tardis. So,
but let's not kid ourselves. If we got the opportunity to interview these people, we would grasp it with both hands. The difference is though, is that we're not going to sell our souls to get that.
Yeah, but here's another thing too. I don't know why the fandom is going against each other. Like, I mean, we have people that are Jody against anti-Jody. We have people of Jody and Jody. We have people against Jody and against Jody. Like, the fandom is so mixed with Whovians attacking other Whovians. It's like a point where you start to question: let's say people attacking you, Noel? Are they attacking you because of Doctor Who, or are they attacking you to boost themselves? Like, so I don't even know anymore. Like, everybody's picking fights with everybody, and I just want to talk about Doctor Who. And people are having a go with me just like they're having a go with you. And it's ridiculous.
I know. I mean, look, we've been dealing with this, especially these last, actually, since this series has started, I think our channels have had to deal with a lot of these trolls. Not as much during the series.
Not even necessarily trolls, just people that disagree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't call everybody a troll, but I'm just saying.
You know, you can disagree in a nice manner and get your point across. When you start resorting to calling someone fake or name calling.
Right, the same person that attacked you on Twitter, this mad guy, he went after me, right? And then he blocked me. But then people sending me stuff that he's saying. Yeah. And he's bashing me, he's bashing you, but he's blocked us so we can't see. So, like, but then he makes it like, oh, he's a nice guy and everything. He's not. Because then when people show him the same medicine, he's like all traumatized and I'm going to leave Twitter and stuff. People are just like all tough guys on here. Yeah. And then when they get faced with it, it's ridiculous. Like, I talk about Doctor Who. There are times I like the episode and people don't. It's okay. Doesn't mean you and I are going to stab each other in the throat.
There was a few times you did like the episodes, and that's fair enough.
Right. You know? And there's some episodes I can't stand totally. Like, I mean... But, like, it doesn't mean anything's wrong with me. And people try to make it like something is wrong with me genuinely. Like my mental capacity or something. Like, and no, I just don't like the fucking episode. Big deal.
Exactly.
Like, get over it.
Everybody's been complaining.
And I'm not a hater either. This is not like, I'm not creating, like, memes and going crazy and, like, all this campaign shit. Like, I'm, like, seeing these people and I'm like, I'm sorry I can't be a part of that. But the people going nuts all over the place. I'm not saying one group, but like nothing. Like, you're doing stuff. You're on your own, and you send campaigns, and we send campaigns, and so like we sent like emails to the BBC complaining. That's fine. There are other people that have other different type of campaigns, right? Nobody wants to be a part of it, like each other's campaigns sometimes, and it's okay. Doesn't mean we're enemies, but like people are making it like drama.
And I've made it clear on this channel, if people want to support that campaign, that's fine by me.
God bless you, man.
I just won't support the hashtag because the hashtag is similar to the Not My Doctor crowd. I just don't know how many times I have to make it clear. The Not My Doctor crowd, unfortunately, there's a radical element to that. And some of us did use that hashtag in the early days. Then we changed it. Then it got changed.
Well, some people still use it that are not part of that, too.
Yeah. And the problem is, though, if you use that hashtag, you're leaving yourself open to be attacked. And that's what happens. I find when you don't use that hashtag and you put up your opinions and you use a different hashtag, you hardly get any grief. As soon as you use that hashtag, that's it, you're done. Or you use a hashtag similar. And that's all I've tried to say. Listen, if people want to support that campaign, that's fine. But as I said, while that person was away, the mood and the fandom changed. If you remember, Matrix Lord, there was actually friends all of a sudden. Daniel as well, you've seen it as well. Friends turning on each other and stuff. Like it really. So then people said, "Look, enough is enough." Especially then after, as I said, Sasha and Joe were actually racially abused by some of those fans on the.
No, but not. No, I love Sasha Dewan.
Yeah.
People like yelled at me. We got him on a mug. I mean, I don't care. Yes, there may be stuff. There may be a lot of stuff in the season I don't like. Yeah. But there's some stuff I like. I like Sasha Dewan.
Yeah.
I like his master. I'm sorry.
That's what I mean. He is the highlight for me anyway. But unfortunately, and it was exposed that some of these people that were using the hashtag not my doctor, not the other one, but not my doctor, were exposed as racists. Right? Now, because of that, YouTubers like B, Matrix Lord is actually here now, can tell you, we were all trolled because
I'm getting stuff on my live stream constantly because they're thinking I'm linked to that organization. I'm like, look, he can do whatever he wants. God bless him, but I'm not part of that.
Right. But that's what I said. That's why I stopped using the hashtag not my Doctor Who, because it's similar. So when you use that, I was still getting grief. So
there was not my doctor, and then there was not my Doctor Who.
Yeah. And then if you remember then, a couple of months ago, the mood and the fandom changed. All of a sudden, then there was few YouTubers were getting attacked personally, and then there was other stuff going on Twitter and stuff, and it got too far. And then everybody on this side, me, you, everybody else, decided that we needed to get behind a different campaign, a campaign that was going to focus on all the
I think.
Do you know what I mean? It was about.
I think what happened is a lot of us. I mean, I felt already, but people saw what happened with Jodie and Yellow, and they saw that she complained that her coworkers were really pissed about it, and then you distinguish and you found out it was Chris Chibnall, and then all of a sudden you're seeing Chris Chibnall writing shit in there for her to look stupid, and it's like, you know. It's no longer not my doctor. It's not my showrunner, basically.
Well, come here. Is there any possibility that their relationship is damaged beyond repair?
I think their relationship is not squeaky clean 100% like it was, and I think that she may think it's okay, but it clearly is not on his part. But he's not probably saying anything about it. He's just putting it in the writing. He's being I think he's keeping it to himself, but I think he is not like 100% with Jodie Whittaker anymore. But I think it's to do with his ego, not to do with her. I mean, she's allowed to do whatever she wants to do. Same thing like these companions and everything. You can't, like, if something she does is super more popular than Doctor Who, while she's doing Doctor Who, you can't get mad at her. She's allowed to. There's nothing in there that says she can't work for a living when she's off break. Like, she's allowed to do stuff. And I think that pissed me off even more, too, because people need to see that your employer, like her employer, should not get pissed off that she's doing something else. You should embrace her and say, yeah, that's my actress. She's in my show. But no, he didn't do that, though. He didn't do that, though. And I think that's the point. There's no way her co-workers, Mandip Gill, Tassim Cole, or Bradley Walsh were mad that she was doing that. They didn't care about that. They encouraged it. Every time they hung out together and they're singing together. No, it was Chris Chibnall. Chris Chibnall was against it. And everybody started to see, wait a minute, there's trouble in paradise here. Wait a minute, Chibnall is a jerk.
Sorry about that. We just actually went, Matrix Lord and Daniel obviously were probably still on screen, but on my side, they actually went briefly there. Oh, there's Daniel gone again. Oh, no, he's back again. Right. Oh, we're getting somewhere, Matrix Lord. Keep talking.
Oh, all right. So yeah. So I mean, that's the whole point. Is that like people started to see that Chris Chibnall was a jerk, and he's really egomaniac, like really about Jody. And people started that wouldn't side with Jody before are siding with Jody, and it's no longer not my doctor. It's like not my showrunner. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be the hashtag, because ultimately the showrunner is responsible for everything to do with the show. So even if you said, here's the thing, here's the problem with that slogan, right? And nothing against the person that's keeping it or the people that are keeping it, right? All right, let's just say the BBC obeys you, right? And gets you another doctor because it's not your doctor. The same problem is there. The showrunner is there. Chris Chibnall is there.
Well,
He's still gonna crap on you. So it doesn't matter.
This is the one I use.
Not my showrunner. That's what you should use. But whatever. I'm just saying, like, he's the guy that's making the mess, right?
Yeah.
So you don't like the person that's making the mess. Ultimately, if Jody leaves tomorrow, he's still there to Series 15. He's gonna make another doctor. So you're not gonna be happy with what he does because the way he does it is just not working. So it's not even that slogan. It's more important than that slogan. It's above that slogan. You're giving him a pass. Don't give Chris Chibnall a pass.
Do you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to be able to bring him on this channel along with you, Ballstreck, maybe Gary, and get all yous in the live chat. And actually,
you got to get him drunk, Chibnall. You got Chibnall drunk.
Well, I'm just gonna say, if he actually had care for the fandom, he'd actually do something like that. Not with me, maybe with someone else, or even interact with the fans. You need to do a con or something, and let fans actually air their concerns. You got the right to do that. We should have the right to do the same. There's another thing. Actually, you could actually say in his email, how come Chris Chibnall was able to air his opinions and have them aired? How come we're not allowed to have our opinions aired and they're suppressed? And they are, because you even see BBC, Twitter, Facebook, they do it. They only post all the positive tweets. Now, I know they're not going to post all the negative tweets, but it's all about balance here. You know what I mean? They're making it out that this series is great while the ratings are tanking. And for those people that keep defending these ratings and say ratings don't matter, are making little 3-second videos and laughing about the ratings not matter, I think Matrix Lord knows who I'm talking about. When you make a 2-minute video about ratings not counting and you're laughing at anybody, you're just making yourself out to be a bit of a fool, because here's the thing. If ratings didn't matter, then the guys that actually put them out all the time, right? And even Doctor Who TV put them out. Ratings do matter, you see. That's the problem. Without ratings, you see, you don't sell.
Eventually, what's going to happen is, if it gets too low, even though it goes to that length in 2023, you have destroyed the whole thing of Doctor Who by the time it's over.
I know.
When nobody will pick it up.
You won't have a fandom. You won't have a fandom.
And your fandom is shrinking by the millions.
Listen, so, I know I said to you on the stream, and I gave you a bit of a heart attack when I said after Series 12 I was thinking of calling the quits, and you told me that I couldn't quit.
No.
Right. Here's the
thing. I told Ballstreck the same thing, by the way.
Right, but by the way, right. I said it tonight. I'm not going to, because obviously loads of fans are going to walk away anyway if he does what we think he's going to do. Right, and it's going to be the biggest backlash that he's ever seen. He's actually going to get a fright because he's not going to see it coming. Because there's no way. Because even fans that support this era, some of them are actually wise enough to actually say, no, leave Cannon alone. Right?
So he's worried already. Yeah. Chibnall is worried because he started to say things you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean Tegan and Nissa? What do you mean Amy and Rory? Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, I start opening up, and you're like, what? He's talking about Amy Rory. He wants to have them in. What? So it piques your interest.
Something to actually tell you about that. I was actually given confirmation about that, by the way. Rory Williams. Now, I do have to actually say it's rumor and speculation, but, you know, I have been told that Rory Williams, Arthur, will appear in next series. Now, Does that mean automatically Karen Gillan?
Yes.
Appear? Well, she has said she will take a pay cut. So for those fans out
She
there,
will appear.
no chance.
If he's appearing, she's appearing.
And here's the thing: a lot of you will say, one person did say in the chat, which is fair enough. You've got a point. You say, it's money; they'll come back. But she's taking the pay cut. They're not doing it for money.
This isn't about the money. She might even come in to write an episode or direct it too, besides starring in it. So, like, this is a thing where they know that the show is in trouble. They'll look to help out, but it's not about money at all. It's about, they have a special tie to Doctor Who, and they wouldn't want to see it fall. So if you would appear in the episode for free to save it, they would do that. So again, don't be too surprised, even if you see David Tennant pop up too. Just
seriously, and they only do it out of the love of the show, as I said. They're not going to do this for money. They know this show is in trouble. And look at the thing about
if you knew Marvel Comics was ending, you would see all the people like Robert Downey Jr. and Avengers, all the actors would probably put money, do something to save Marvel Comics itself. Yeah. Because if Marvel Comics goes, you just have the movies, right? So you wouldn't want to see that fall. So I'm telling you right now, everybody just popping in may happen, Series 13.
Yeah.
So I got to go, dude, actually, because I got to get ready for work. I got to do it overnight. So thank you for having me, though. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you again soon.
It's good to see you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Sorry, I have to run. I have to get ready.
Mate, just texted someone there, but listen, we'll put your channel back up there again. Listen, thanks for popping on, and I assume you're gonna have your cast later on tonight.
No, I'm going to work. I got to work overnight, so there will be no cast until tomorrow night.
Well, go on. We'll talk to you soon, mate.
Thanks, bro.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
And Daniel, I'll have to finish up now in a second, so we'll just because I have to bring the dog downstairs to go his toilet or something, because he's looking at me there, so I think that means he wants to go his way. So I'll have to bring him down now in a second. But listen, brilliant having you on as usual. And as I said, Sunday is going to be a special one because your favorite is happening. We're going to have the panel, plus we're going to have you guys in the live chat as well as Daniel. And Daniel will be the first caller, because Daniel was one of the first callers that we had when we did phone in. So it's only proper that Daniel gets the first call for the very first phone in and panel at the same time. So you will get to come on, get you our question ready, right? The panel will obviously, every member of the panel will answer your question. And then if there's anything you'd like to add, every caller that will come on gets 15 minutes. I think that's fair, to be quite honest with you. It'll give everybody a chance. But if you want to be part of that phone in and you don't want to be on screen because you're a bit shy, which I understand, and you'd rather phone in instead, you can get in touch with me on Messenger. So one of me subs, I think one of me subs can put me Messenger in there. If you want to send me a message and you would like to come on. Now, it's only people that I recognize, obviously, in the live chat and that I know that have been in the live chat a few weeks, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm not just, we've always done this. I'm not just going to bring on someone that's new in the chat because, at the end of the day, we have to be careful because it's a phone in and God knows what happens. I mean, we got someone on before. It happened once before. It was a bit of a prank call. It was nothing sinister at him. I actually played along. It was quite funny, actually, wasn't it, Daniel? Yeah. We played along, kind of knew that it was a bit of a prank. But, it was funny. It was funny. I think they tried to speak in an Indian accent, wasn't it? Yeah. Do you remember that prank phone call where they spoke in an Indian accent? Yeah, that was funny. So people that want to phone in, as I said, get in touch with me on Messenger. And if you guys me moderators could throw Daniel's channel up there again, and Matrix Lord and every one of me guests, I'd appreciate it. Daniel, I'll just leave you with the last word. Sunday is gonna be right. Right. You all have to finish this sentence. Sunday is gonna be
Shite.
right. That's Daniel's word. Right, go on. I'll throw a few of you our comments up there for the laugh, and then I have to head off. So Sunday is gonna be just fill in the blank. Or you could email, yeah, you could DM me on Twitter as well, yeah. Matthew Pounder says traumatic. Sunday is going to be the final curtain call. Chris says tripe. Traumatic says Nicholas Horton. Followed by Monday. Why you asking me, am I doing a live stream on Monday? Yes, I'll be continuing. These live streams don't stop. I will still continue my channel. I'll still be doing me. I'll be still getting guests on. We won't be always talking about Doctor Who, obviously, but when we do get news about the special, and then when we get news about the series upcoming, we will fill you in. But we will be keep going. Me and Cheryl are working on a few things there. We might do a few classic Who reviews. We might do some new Who reviews as well, because we like to be balanced, unlike the BBC. And we might do, as I said, I've been doing a sci-fi UFO stream on Scott's channel. Scott's channel, sorry. And what you call it, I might actually have one on my channel as well, and get Jason actually on as a guest, and then we can rotate on each other's channels. We were thinking of doing something like that, similar to what Doomcock and Gary do, but obviously it'll obviously be different, but because we don't want it to be the same, obviously. But there's a few ideas in the pipeline, so don't worry. The channel's going to be staying around. We still have a campaign to fight. We're not going to stop until Chris Chibnall, as Matrix Lord has rightly pointed out, he is the man we need to be focusing on. It's his writing, right? So focus on all those issues that we've told you time and time again on these streams, right? Is focus on them. There's no way BBC can come back at you if you say you're preaching to the audience about climate change, but you're flying all around the world to film this series. How can you justify that? Yeah. How are they going to answer that without giving an answer that sounds snarky? So concentrate on those kind of issues and you'll be fine. Listen, Daniel, I'm glad you said that when I asked you. Sunday's episode will be shite. That is just typical Scottish and Irish behaviour. I love it. I love it. Listen, mate, I look forward to your call on Sunday. Will I see you on the panel in the chat on Friday? I'll try to get you on Friday. We'll see how the panel is shaping up on Friday.
Just before we shut it off tonight, guys, go and check out the interview I done with Megan. Because that was the most enjoyable stream I've done so far.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've had a good night tonight. We had a different guests on. We had two different panelists. Actually, they'll probably be the way to go. Actually, for the next, for the next while. Well, see how it goes. Yeah. Then try get new guests on. As I said, guys, listen. Thanks for the support. It has meant a lot. You have been terrific. Everything that you are doing in the fandom, brilliant. Daniel, you've been a little gem in this fandom. You've done just as much as anybody else, if not more. I have to say, you're always on top of it. And listen, you're a credit to your generation. It's just a pity that there's a small minority of them that just happen to be dumb twats. But it's at least out of the small minority, there's people like you that are actually, amazing, highly intelligent people that have their heads screwed on and don't ask for it easy. And you know what? That's what's wrong with your generation, and you're a credit to them because you don't ask for it easy and you go and do your thing. You don't complain. You've set up a YouTube channel. Someone said to me in the comments, they were actually giving out to me, but they did say that was a brave thing that Daniel has done to set up his own YouTube channel. I do agree. It was a brave thing for him to do. But you know what? I knew it was inside him. I encouraged it because he had to get his voice out there. He was on every night here when I was doing the phone-ins, and he was the first one every night on. And he always had something to say. And I says, Daniel, you've got so much to say. You need to set up your own YouTube channel. And you know what? He had to be, he had a couple of knocks along the way, right? But he has stuck with it. And I'm glad he has, because he got his breakthrough and he got that big interview. And I couldn't be more proud of you, I have to say. And you know what? As I said, I know people say I'm probably blowing smoke up your ass. I'm not. This is genuinely admiration. I have to say everything that you've achieved so far. I'm proud of you, and I think everybody here can say that we're proud of you. You keep it up, and you know what? Telling you, mate, you're going places with that channel. I mean, you've already bagged probably one of the biggest interviews on your channel. You know what I mean?
And like as well, I'll get the two guys on again for series 2 as well when series 2 comes.
No problem. Right, listen, Daniel, I'm going to leave you at that because I really have to take him down. Listen, thanks for joining me again, and we'll have you on again soon. And I'll definitely see you for that phone in on Sunday anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
And to all you guys in the live chat, thank you. To all me moderators, Chris, the head mod, the head honcho, and to all me other moderators, including Daniel, actually, because Daniel moderates as well when he's not on the channel. So we'll give him another shout out for that as well, because you do a great job. And to everybody that has joined me tonight, thank you for the support. Remember, keep doing what you are doing. You should be very proud of yourselves that you are actually making a difference. And here's to Friday, and then we will be 2 days away. And Friday stream is the one that I'll be looking forward. Well, not looking forward to. I just want to see how everybody is Friday, because I say we'll be even more nervous. Right, listen, good night. I'll leave you with this. You know what this is. This is the new outro from Unknown 289. Have to say, I'm loving it, and I'm loving the outro as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy. Now, Teddy, we bring you to the toilet.